every tackle at the moment, and in the first set that they had to do in defence, they were driving Parramatta back. So that's what they've come out to start in the first 15 minutes of this game.
Benson, he centre field. He's shoved back 15 out from his own goal line. Parramatta with the footy. Now at dummy half. It comes away to the right edge. Good strong run. Moretti put down. 25 out from his own line. Quick play the ball as well. Riley Smith, it looks so different without headgear. Went right to Guymer. He's tackled 6 short of halfway. Good defence coming from Salmon. Now it's Moses with a kick downfield. Sends it down to the southern end. Tracy, he retreats. Good. For the catch on the full. 5 out from his own line. Returns it. And he's nailed about 18 out from his own line by DeBellin and Volkman and Barlaw. Played to Burton. Goes right centre field Montoya. He scored 25 out from his own line. Almost 3 minutes gone, no score. Burton with it for Canterbury. Sends it right to Curran. He's taken by Barlaw and DeBellin. 32 out from his own line. Dummy half Hayward. He comes left away to the front row, heading it up Sam Hughes. And he got through one tackle. Now he'll play 10 short of halfway. Moses got him in concert there with Guymer. Now Burton, strong run, but put to the ground on halfway. Played on the last to Hayward. Goes right to Galvin. The kick from a metre in Parramatta territory. Again, Adokar the target. Montoya should be sending. That is the most blatant tackle off the ball you'll ever see. He mistimed the run. Adokar had no chance of catching it because he was taken out there by Marcelo Montoya.
That's ridiculous. For me, that's 10 minutes.
Same.
Like, I know he doesn't make it, it's not dangerous, but he takes him out. It's way before the ball's even anywhere near him.
Which can make it actually dangerous. So it is a penalty only to Parramatta. No score after 3 minutes and 40 seconds. John Gibbs is on the touchline.
Well, maybe Marcelo Montoya should get some contact lenses because his awareness there, spatial awareness in particular, wasn't very good. I'll tell you what is really obvious down here, Andrew. There's as many, if not more, Bulldog supporters than Parramatta. They are making a racket.
Yeah, we saw that here too on the Easter Monday game with the West Tigers fans so loud against Parramatta. Meanwhile, the Eels get an offload away to Junior Barlaw. Great pass from Jack Williams, and Barlaw's tackled. 28 out from the Canterbury line. Play to Smith. Goes right, Moses away, Moretti. Beautiful tackle down low by Kickow. 28 out from the Bulldogs goal line. Now Smith sends it left to Bellin. The veteran scored 20 metres out from the line. Hughes the defender. Smith to the left. Volkman then away to Papali. He accelerates. Drag down. 10 out from the line. Last tackle Parramatta. Smith goes right. Moses. Deft little kick over the top. Oh, great catch. Flying over the lot of them, Bronson Sherry. And he's finally tackled by 3 Eels defenders. Half a metre out. That's a great catch from Bronson Sherry. 5 minutes gone, no score. Played to Burton. He sends the ball centre field right, and Canterbury has it. 6 out from their own line. It's played now to Hayward. He goes to the right to Thompson. Leo's caught on play 3. 12 out from his own line, southern end. Hayward dummy half. He works it left again as Canterbury gets 19 out from their own line. 4 plays into the set. Now Hayward goes left to Hughes. He's caught 29 out from his own line by Smith. Played on the last. Hayward goes right to Galvin. And again, it's not Matt Burton doing these big kicks, but Galvin and Adokar and Papali let it bounce into the arms of Papali. He heads over the 20-metre line. The chase headed by Hayward. And also in there was Salmon and Burton, 26 out from the Parramatta line. 5 minutes 30 gone, Louis, no score.
Yeah, I'm finding that very bizarre from the Bulldogs when they're locked out their own end. Usually Matty Burton will kick them out from their own end on that left-hand side, and they get their kick chase right. But at the moment, it's all Lockie Galvin on that right edge, so very unusual. I'm assuming he must have an injury to the leg or something.
Benson, 8 short of halfway plays. If it comes right to left to Guymer, and Charlie's caught just short of halfway by Kickow and Thompson. Plays the ball to Smith, goes left to Barlaw, then away to Volkman, turns it on the inside. Williams tackled 2 metres in Canterbury Bankstown's half. Last play Parramatta, no score here at Western Sydney Stadium. Moses a towering kick down to the wing of Carraz. He catches it 5 out from his own line and heads into the chase of Barlaw, Guymer and DeBellin. Tackled 18 out from his own line in front of the southern post. Played to Galvin. Goes left to Sherry. He scored 24 out from his own line by Barlaw. And dummy half Galvin goes right to Curran. in at centre field. And Williams gets hold of his foot. Also in there was Barlaw and Smith. Played on the Canterbury 30 to Hayward. Sends the ball left away to Sam Hughes. Stands in the tackle of Guymer and Moses. 11 short of halfway. Now Hayward goes right to Salmon. Then away to Galvin. Short pass on to Preston. Claimed a metre short of halfway. Last tackle Canterbury Bankstown. 7 minutes gone, no score. The kick on the last again from Galvin on halfway. Down the throat of Papali. He catches at 17 out from his own line. He's nailed. Great chase, Josh Curran. No score after 7 minutes. John Gibbs, we spoke of attitude. Parramatta showing all the right stuff at the moment.
Well, they've been doing a lot of practice on their defence because they've started this year with the worst defensive record in their history, and now they're shifting the ball. But the Bulldogs got plenty of numbers there. They're going to struggle to get past it, but if they show this enthusiasm, they won't be getting thrashed anyway, but they've got to keep it up.
Here's Moses going left to Guyman now, and he's tackled 11 short of halfway. 19 in from touch, western side by Hughes and kick out. Plays the ball to Smith. Goes left to a barnstorming Barlaw. Cut down a metre short of halfway. Plays it on the last to Smith. He goes right to Moses. Puts the kick up down to the southwest corner. Tracy's got it covered, and he put his foot over the touchline. Very well done. Good awareness by Connor Tracy. So it's out on the full because Tracy just got his left foot down over the touchline. But it's going to be a challenge from Parra. Here's the referee, Liam Kennedy.
Captain's challenge. Parramatta challenging the decision that the player catches the ball, then steps out.
Okay, interesting. It was very close.
Oh, it wouldn't have been much in it. I don't think it's as clear as what Mitch Moses said. But it's probably not a bad challenge. But while they're in the grind, I wouldn't even bother at the moment. And losing your captain's challenge on this. But his foot's on the line now.
That's a stupid challenge, seriously. And then in a world-class field of dumb challenges that we've seen this year, that might be on the podium.
Connor Tracy's foot is on the line.
It's out on the full.
Then takes possession of the ball. The challenge by Parramatta is unsuccessful.
John Gibbs on the touchline. How would you rate that captain's challenge?
Well, I rated a bad one now that it's failed, but there was literally 1,000th of a second in that, and I saw it and I thought, I wasn't that sure, but it was play on. I was happy for it to go on, but to challenge it and then see it like that, wow, that's a silly one. I reckon Brian Kelly has seen it and thought, that looked a bit weird, and he's encouraged the captain to challenge. It's a bad one now.
They've lost it after 8 minutes. Thompson plays it. Burton short ball left to kick out. Knocked to the deck. 34 out for the Parramatta line. He'll play the ball to Hayward. No score here. Hayward goes to the right. Salmon away to Galvin. Then out the back to Tracy. Dummies goes himself, and he's captured there by Volkman. About 27 out from the goal line, along to with Arrows Nanvar, the centre. It comes to the left. Burton away, kick out. Left foot step into Moses and Guymer, and he's pushed crabwise across field. He stands in the tackle, kick out, 26 out. Plays it to Hayward, goes centre field right. Burton away to Thompson, and he's going to be shoved backwards by Barlaw and DeBellin. Front to the ground on his back in the end. 27 out from the Parramatta line. Last tackle, Canterbury Bankstown. Hayward goes right again. It's Galvin with a kick. Up she goes near the goal line. Papali Adokar. It's Adokar lost. Off the hand of Adokar. It's 6 more tackles for Canterbury, but it's recovered in the end by Parramatta's Joash Papali. Knock on Eels. Canterbury will get the scrum feed. 10 out from the Parramatta line. 9 minutes gone, no score. It ended up being a really good kick on that occasion from Lockie Galvin.
He got the distance right, didn't he, Lockie Galvin? But it all comes down to his chase there and Preston. He just gets up, doesn't take his eyes off the ball, and it comes off Adokar's shoulder and goes forward into a Parramatta player as well. And it's this is the Bulldogs' best chance in this opening 10 minutes of this game. They've had no field position down here. They are a good attacking team, so this is going to be interesting to see how they go here.
And they take the scrum 10 metres in from the eastern touchline. Hayward picks it up, goes left to Tracy, and he links up with Galvin, who's caught 9 out from the line. Defence coming there from DeBellin. Hayward goes back to the right side, and on the charge goes Hughes. He's only a metre out from the line, right between the northern posts. Bailey Hayward goes right to Galvin, out the back to Tracy. Short ball, Curran. The great desperate defence from Parramatta's Nanvar. 2 out. Hayward show and go from dummy half. A wasted tackle. He's shoved back 5 metres out from the Parramatta line by Papali and Williams. He'll play the ball now eventually to Curran, but that slowed everything down. Comes away to Galvin, right to left. Thompson away to Burton. Plays out the back to Tracy. Then to Bronson Sherry. Oh, what a flick pass. Try for Jacob Carraz. But that was some magic from Bronson Sherry. Carraz the try. First points, Canterbury Bankstown. 10.5 minutes gone here at Western Sydney Stadium. Bulldogs 4, Parramatta 0. That was beautiful.
That was beautiful work, and really nice shift here from the Bulldogs, going over that left edge. I thought Connor Tracy played a little bit too early, but he knew exactly what he was doing. And Bronson Sherry, just that speed, he's got a beautiful turn of speed. He gets on the outside shoulder, and he knows he's already got the winger coming in. He just has to get this pass right, and the execution of this little flick pass out of his left hand's absolutely perfect. And he weighs it up, and he knows, he goes, it's time to pass now. Hits Carraz on the chest, and goes over as easy as you like, untouched. That is silky rugby league from Bronson Sherry and the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was great. Touchline, John Gibbs.
Well, Bronson Sherry has done a good job there, obviously, but previously he took that magnificent bomb where he's in the air and somehow got the ball back into the field of play. That relieved pressure on his teammates. But that, incredibly, was more like a Jake Carraz flick pass, what he is normally doing in his offloading. And if we go back a little bit, that was Matthew Gidley-ish from the Newcastle days when they were going really well. Just on Matt Burton, he's taking this shot at goal. He also took the kick off, so I can't see why there's anything wrong with him for kicking balls.
What about Leipana too, Jonty? Jordan Rapana and BJ Leilua?
Yeah, there's another two, but I think Matthew Gidley.
Gidley Tahu, wasn't it?
Yes, pass master.
Here's Matt Burton, 24 metres out, half a metre in from the western touchline, left foot kicker. 11 minutes 44 gone. Canterbury Bankstown 4, Parramatta 0. Crowd roars as Burton sets himself. Starts his approach from beyond the touchline. Moves in, strikes it, heading towards the post, but it's across the face, no goal. So it is 4-0, Canterbury Bankstown leading Parramatta nearly a dozen minutes gone. After at the SFS, a crowd of 22,409 saw the Sydney Roosters beat Newcastle 28-24, having trailed 24-12 at half-time. And interestingly, James Tedesco, 3 points in the ABC Player of the Year as he marches up the leaderboard. I'll check on that between 6 and 6:30. Daly Cherry Evans 2 and Fletcher Hunt from Newcastle 1. Here it's 4-0 Bulldogs. Kick-off coming now from Parramatta. And the Eels have to maintain the rage, as it were. Papali, it's a towering kick. Caught by Galvin, 12 out from his own goal line. Gives it left to Leo Thompson, and he's wrapped up 17 out from his own line. He'll play the ball to Hayward. He goes centre field left to Montoya. Taken by Smith, and also there was Geimer. 24 out from his own line, then a terrible play the ball. Marcelo Montoya, and it's going to be a Parramatta scrum feed, and they're all over each other. They're up for a Parramatta, no doubt, even though they're now down 4-0. It'll be a scrum feed to the Eels, 24 out from the Canterbury line, and will be taken, Louis, 20 in from the eastern touchline.
He's a little bit off this afternoon, Montoya, even with some of the way that he set himself up for his carries. Obviously, his kick chases. He's just not got his head in the right spot, so he's just got to quickly switch back on. He's come up with a simple error there in the ruck, but Parramatta up in the Bulldogs' faces, which is frustrating the Bulldogs. They've got to continue to do that, and they'll get some opportunities.
Round the grounds in the New South Wales Cup, Roosters 26 leading Newcastle 10. AFL second quarter, Melbourne 36 and Brisbane. The Brisbane Lions lead 52-36 as now Parramatta from the scrum win. Take it to within 20 metres of the goal line in the netball first quarter. Sunshine Coast 15, lead the Giants 13. Smith, centre left to Bellin, tackled 13 out from the goal line. A-League men, MacArthur FC leading Adelaide United 1-0. Now Volkman, he turns it on the inside. Williams has caught 5 out from the Canterbury line. Bulldogs up 4-0. Smith, flat pass right, Moretti. He's wrapped up 4 out from the line, in line with the left upright. Plays the ball now to Riley Smith. Comes away to the right. And Volkman to Moses, back on the inside to Geimer. Hayward was waiting for him. Tackle complete, 7 out from the goal line on the last. And it goes from Smith to the left. Barlaw to Moses, cut out pass to Volkman. Cut out pass to Addo. He burns the defence easily. And Josh Addo scores against his old team. Gee, there'll be some embarrassed Canterbury defenders, but Addo can do that to you. He's over in the corner. Parramatta hit back immediately. 14 minutes gone after the mistake from Montoya, and the try is scored on his side of the field. Parramatta 4, Canterbury Bankstown 4, kick 2 come.
I'm just looking at Volkman. He gets the ball on the inside of the back row, but he goes through untouched. But I don't know if they'll look at that, but that is, again, Montoya that comes up with the error. Montoya comes up with a bad pass. You can see, like I said earlier, just mentally a little bit off. He's just not what we're used to seeing. Looks like he gets gets the ball down. I don't see his foot goes close to the sideline, I should say, but I don't know if it goes out. But that's a great finish there from Addo-Carr. Jeez, he's good at it.
12th try in his last 9 games here. Touchline, Johnny Gibb.
Which is just incredible, and 10 tries in 9 games against the Bulldogs. He is playing for Parramatta now, remember that. But he is a freak of a winger, and for mine, I still have him as the other winger along with Brian Dotto. He's got the experience, he's playing as well as ever. But again, Montoya, he's had a shocking start to this game.
So the kick will come now right on that eastern touchline. Crowd love that. 4-all the score. And now Mitch Moses, a very difficult conversion attempt. Matt Burton missed with his. So loving the start of the game. 15 minutes gone. In fact, it's going to be Volkman with this kick. Right over there on the far side of the field. Ronald Volkman, 23 metres out. Parramatta 4, Canterbury Bankstown 4. In the sunshine, he moves in, strikes it with the right boot, heading towards the post. He lights it and kicks the goal. Well, Parramatta is in front. Eels 6, Bulldogs 4 here at Western Sydney Stadium. And we have, 15 minutes and 16 seconds gone on the text line, 0467 920 222. Neil says, does each team get one unsuccessful captain's challenge per half or per game? It's per game, Neil. Peter at Galston says ABC Rapid is not as rapid as it was a few weeks ago. Now, Louis, you are my ABC Rapid expert. Is there any explanation why the Rapid has slowed down to be ABC not so rapid?
Yeah, no, I've got no explanation for that, but maybe they've just gone the wrong way about it. They've got to go to the search part and just type in Rapid. I reckon that might be a bit quicker.
Junior Barlaw on his own 10, plays the ball to Smith, goes right to Bellin. So I knew you'd have an answer. To Bellin caught on his own 20. Parramatta's in front 6-4, ball played to Smith, goes right to Luca Moretti, and it's a penalty for a high tackle on Moretti going to Parramatta. So they earn the first 2 penalties of the game. It's 29 metres out from the Eels line and 18 in from the western touchline. And Mitch Moses will handle the kicking in general play. Has a quick chat to Jack de Bellin and a couple of his teammates. And he's taking a good... that Parramatta player is on report for the high tackle as well.
That's Parramatta or Bulldogs?
Canterbury player for the tackle on Moretti. Oh. So they fine touch the Eels, 6 metres short of halfway. So the phone report in the 16th minute will just get confirmation from Jonty the tick. From the tap, Parramatta a metre away from halfway. It is Moretti playing it to Smith. Goes left Volkman, turns it in for Barlaw, and he scored 4 metres in Canterbury Bankstown territory. He plays the ball to Smith. Comes to the right through hands to Bellin to Moses. Takes on the line. Wishes he didn't. He's crushed to the ground by Matt Burton. Ball and all, 35 metres out from the goal line. It's played and it comes left away to de Bellin, and Salmon is there with Hayward in defence. He stands in the tackle, 24 out from the goal line, plays the ball to Smith, goes left away now to Moretti, and he scored 14 away. Last tackle, Parramatta lead 6-4, nearly 17 minutes gone. Smith goes right to Moses, the kick from 15 metres out, coming through Brian Kelly on the wing, great catch, Jacob Carraz in goal, and the ruling is a a goal line dropout, says Liam Kennedy. Goal line dropout for Canterbury, 6-4 Eels down to the touchline. Johnny Gibb.
Well, if that's a goal line dropout, why wasn't play on? Because he hadn't been tackled. He's in the goal area. He goes up. It's a knock on there. He's called it, hasn't he? I mean, you know what I mean? So if it's caught in goal, it's a 7-tackle restart. Yes. Otherwise, it's play on because it's fair game. Yeah. I would think.
Well, there was no knock on.
No knock on. He was in the field of play.
Yeah.
He just called the tackle before it was tackled.
We've got an ABC Rapid answer too, Louis. What have you got? You've just done some research?
Yeah, it just obviously comes down to slow internet connection or poor mobile reception.
Thank you, Louis. Short line drop out from Matt Burton.
You've got you covered.
Horrendous. You always do. That's why I bow to you with technical stuff. So it'll be a play the ball for Parramatta 10 out. That was one of the least impressive goal line dropouts from Matt Burton. Anthony says Moses will wear them down with his whinging, lols. Yes, we'll see. Parramatta 9 out for the Canterbury line. Smith dummy half. Goes right to Moses. Turns it into Barlaw. Haywood greets him initially. And in comes Hughes as well. And the tackle completed. 5 metres out from the goal line. And it looks like Suar on the field now for Canterbury. Comes to the left. It was a Thompson. No, it was Thompson. Now quickly through. Hands the forward pass. A forward pass goes away there to Josh Adokar, and it was from Joash Papali. The right idea, it would have been a try, but it ended up going about 3 metres forward. So it's going to be a Canterbury ball, 10 metres out from their own line. The Eels at the moment are kind of all over Canterbury Bankstown. 6-4 to the Eels, almost 19 gone, but this is the Bulldogs changeover on their 10.
Yeah, they look sharp on that left edge, don't they, Parramatta? Josh Papali there, he should have just held the ball, and he burnt Curran for speed. He just had to hold that ball, get down up, quick play the ball, and that would have been under the pump to Bulldogs. But he would have learned from that lesson. But they're doing a good job, Parramatta.
Preston for Canterbury now. Louis tackled on his own 20 and 15 in from the eastern touch line. Plays the ball to Haywood. Sends it away centre field left as Canterbury just outside their 20. Pinned down here midway through the tackle count. Haywood goes left to Salmon. Crunch. Hit right in the midriff there by De Bellin. Now comes right to Galvin. Takes on the defence and wrapped up 13 short of halfway. This is the last, so Burton will have to kick this time. Haywood picks him out to his left. He's under pressure from Smith, but an end over end kick down there and caught by Brian Kelly. 14 out from the Eels line. Heads up over the 20 into Sherry and also kick out. 28 metres out from the Parramatta line. 13 in from the western touch line. Played to Moses, goes left Bensony. He's put to the ground. 14 short of halfway by Thompson and Salmon. Played to Moses. Short ball right to Geimer. He's caught 4 short of halfway by Kickow and Burton. Now Smith goes left to Barlaw. He's been targeting Haywood, but Haywood was up to it defensively with Hughes. 3 metres in Canterbury's half. Now Smith to the left. To Bellin away, Volkman. Show and go from Ronald, and he's cut to the ground by Galvin. About 13 metres in Canterbury's half. Last tackle. Centre field, Moses. The midfield, Roos. Down for Connor Tracy. Adokar hits the deck. So did Montoya, and it was just a bit of a jostle, so it's allowed to play on. Great catch by Tracy. That's played and short side right to Curran. He's caught 24 out from his own goal line. Plays the ball now to Galvin. Comes left to Marcelo Montoya. Got through one. Now wrapped up on his own 30-metre line. Coming on the field for Canterbury is Harry Hayes as they work it right to left. Burton to Sherry. Scored there by Geimer and also involved with Benson and Moses. 13 short of halfway. Haywood spins it right to Hughes. Up the middle goes Sam. Wrapped up 5 metres short of halfway. Last tackle here, Parramatta. Hughes has stayed down and won a penalty for a high tackle. I must admit, live, I thought one of those defenders may have gone a little high, and they did. So penalty goes to Canterbury Bankstown, 6 metres short of halfway, and the high shot came from Riley Smith. He hit him right on the chin.
Yeah, gets him right on the chin. And he knew straight away there too, Hughes. He just stayed down for a little bit, just waited for the penalty to be blown, and just popped straight back up onto his feet. And he got the Bulldogs again. Last time they had an opportunity down this end of the field, they scored. So see what Parramatta can hold them out.
18 minutes 30 left in the half. Eels in front 6-4 as Parramatta having to defend here. Canterbury spread it left to right, and they have it 6 metres in Parramatta territory. Hughes plays it, goes left to Salmon, away to Burton. Then back on the inside, Sherry knocked to the ground, down low by Moses, and over the top by Geimer. Haywood, centre field right to Salmon. Quick hands, Galvin. Preston went without it. And the tackle there of Nanva. Arrows Nanva. The ball hits the deck, but it came off Nanva's hand to be a knock on Parramatta. And Canterbury Bankstown will get the scrum feed 30 metres out from the Eels line. Even though it'll be a Bulldogs ball, that was very good aggressive work from Nanva.
Yeah, well, he had to. The Bulldogs actually had him shot, so they had to all come up. But one thing is you got as soon as one player makes a decision, come up and in, the outside men have got to follow him. That's what they did really well there, the Bulldogs. So they're all on the same page in defence at the moment, Parramatta.
So here's the scrum feed, doggies. Touchline we go. Johnny Gibbs.
I'm loving the urges here. Parramatta to make more of it here. That player, incidentally, on report before was Matt Burton for the tackle on Luca Moretti.
Okay, for the high shot. Thank you, Jonty. So now it's Canterbury with a chance. It comes left to Harry Hayes. He's going to be wrapped up 26 metres out from the goal line. Bulldogs on the attack, but they trail. Galvin to the right, gets it away to Tracy, straight past 1-2. Connor Tracy tackled, now 9 metres out from the goal line. He'll play it, set, restart here for the Bulldogs. They're first. Salmon goes left, Galvin, short ball Hughes. Met put to the ground by Guymer, 6 out from the line. Barlow was over the top with Smith. Hayward comes left to Salmon, dummies his way into the defence. Jamin Salmon wrapped up, 5 metres out from the goal line. Plays it to Hayward. Comes to the right, Burton away. Hayes links up with Galvin. Short ball, Preston. He's taken 8 out. Good defence, Parramatta. Leading 6 points to 4. Hayward comes back to the left. Hayes away. Burton, quick hands. Kick out, lost it. Went backwards, cleaned up by Carraz, but they lost 10 metres and all the momentum. Although Carraz manages to get away from Bensony and then headlong into Barlaw he goes. Still going though, Carraz, and throws it over the top as just as we heard the referee say held. So he will play it 12 metres out. 2 tackles left for Canterbury. Goes to the right. Salmon away. Galvin links up with Tracy on the angled run. Dummies goes himself. Oh, Nanba, try saver. Brilliant tackle. 3 out and a metre into the northeast corner. Played on the last. Montoya, a long pass to Galvin. Puts in the stab kick. It's in goal and it's too deep. That's a poor kick by Galvin. Over the dead ball line. 20-metre tap. 7 tackles set for Parramatta, who leads 6-4. 24 minutes gone, Louis, and that was some great defence.
Great defence there on that left edge there from Parramatta. Nambar comes up with a beautiful tackle on Connor Tracy. I thought as soon as you seen Addo Carr slide out on Montoya, he was going to get him. He did a great job there, Nambar. He just knocks the palm down, gets him ball and all tackle, almost takes him out. And that's what you need to do to win games. Well done, Parramatta.
The Eels cross over their 30-metre line. 6-4 to Parramatta. As now it's played Smith. Gets it away through hands to Barlaw. Wrapped up 5 short of halfway. Now Riley Smith out of dummy half. Gains about 7 or 8. Wrapped up 3 metres in Parramatta territory. Dylan Walker on the field. He's in a dummy half. And he dummies straight into the markers, headed up by Hughes. 5 metres in Canterbury territory. Last tackle Eels with his 6-4 advantage. Moses the kick on the last. Down to the southwest corner. Getting underneath the Tracy. He's got it. Managed to get away from Bensony. But now put to the ground. 14 metres out from the Canterbury Bankstown line. And 8 in from touch. And there is Saxon Prike who made the tackle. As onto the field now for Canterbury comes Kurt Mann. So a few changes here. 25 minutes into the game. Burton's dummy half. And he goes right to Bronson Sherry. It's wrapped up 29 out from his own line. You're with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Moore on NRL Sunday. You're on ABC Sport. Man offloads to Satili Tubanua on the field as Carraz, I noticed, limping in back play. Tubanua plays it to Hayward. Looks for a 40-20. Kicks it down to the eastern side. Doesn't quite have it there as Papali picks it up. 18 out from his own line and returns it for 25 out from his own line. Joash Papali, penalty for Crusher, given away by Josh Curran. So the penalties are now to be collecting with a high shot. Might be a high shot, Louis, with Papali just concerned with his left cheekbone there.
Yeah, I think it must have come from the sideline. Just as he's going down, you've got Curran comes down and gets him around the melon, right on the side of the chin there. And that's what the penalty's for, making contact with the head. I think the penalty's sufficient. There's nothing he could really done there too, because he was going down, Josh Papali. But I tell you what, I'm really impressed with what Parramatta are doing at the moment. They're happy just to get through their sets. They're not pushing their passes. You know, they're playing pretty patient. They're kicking into their right corners and they're defending well. And they're getting their opportunities coming out of their own end.
So now Parramatta from the tap, having a metre short of halfway, leading 6-4 on the text line. I fully expect the Bulldogs to have the Eels for dinner, but the way games have been going lately, you really never know. You sure don't, Mark. There's Parramatta 7 metres in Canterbury territory. And the Eels do lead here by 2 points as Barlaw plays it. It comes to the right edge and Parramatta 38 metres out from the line. 19 in from the western touchline and Mitch Moses slow to his feet. Plays it now to Smith. Goes left, Barlaw away. Walker short ball to Prike, and he scored 32 metres out from the line. Now they go left, Volkman away to Papali, links up with Nanva. He got through Curran, scored 16 out from the line, and a penalty given away by Lockie Galvin. Attempted rake, so a penalty to Parramatta. They're 4-1 in favour of the Eels. Parramatta 6, Canterbury Bankstown 4, 12 minutes 45 left in the half, and this one is 10 metres in from the eastern touchline. So Nanva will take the tap by the looks. No, he gives it back to Walker.
Why did you kick the touch?
Yeah, they kick the touch.
Just had the tap in the same spot.
I have no understanding of that. So the tap will be taken by Nanva. It could have done that before. It comes from left to right to Prike. And Saxon Pryke, he's shoved back 21 metres out for the Canterbury Bankstown line. Plays the ball to Riley Smith. Comes right to Moses, short ball, Junior Barlaw. Kick hours there to take him with Hayward. 18 or 19 out from the Canterbury line. Dummy half is Smith. Goes left away to Moses, then away Boltman. Turns it on the inside. Tackle made on Pryke. 11 out from the Canterbury line. Good quick play the ball as well to Smith. To the right, Moses. Cut out ball, Barlaw. Great tackle down low, kick out. 7 out from the goal line. Couple of tackles left here for the blue and gold. It's played now to Smith. Goes left to Moses, then away to a stepping Boltman. Oh, straight through. Dreadful defence. Curran a shocking miss or Preston. Preston it was. So too Tracy, and he's over to score. Brilliant from Parramatta. Ronald Boltman gets the try. Parramatta 10, Canterbury Bankstown 4. 11 minutes 30 gone, or rather 11 minutes 30 remaining, Luke Lewis, in the first half.
Well, there's not much doing here for Parramatta. And then Volkman just looks up and goes, well, I'm going to come off my left, and I'm going to just straighten up, use my speed and strength, and then come off my right, and I'll do it myself. And that is brilliant work from Parramatta and Ronald Volkman. He's just got some really nice balance, brilliant footwork, and a little bit of turn of speed. And he just turns it from nothing to something. So this is what Parramatta have been missing. Someone like Volkman doing this, just taking on the defensive line and just making them make some plays. And that is a beautiful try by Parramatta.
Yeah, I don't think John Gibbs, Jacob Preston will want to see a replay of that as Volkman gets the Eels further in front.
Yeah, he got past a couple of players there. Jacob Preston and Harry Hayes, two noted defenders, and beautiful stepping. He was stepping in mid-air. He showed him the ball, stepped in behind him, went straight past him. Great work. A really bad miss by Preston. Then he stepped Connor Tracy as well. So really good work. I'd like to say, though, Canterbury's they've been up for this match, but the Eels have somehow turned things around. Their worst defensive start to a season ever, and they've been on fire.
So now Mitch Moses is back kicking, and Moses is 14 out, 20 in from the eastern touchline. Boltman at the first kick and landed it from touch. Moses strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. So what about this scoreline? Parramatta 12, Canterbury Bankstown 4 after 29 minutes and 49 seconds. Earlier at the SFS, the Roosters 38 defeated Newcastle 24. Around the grounds, New South Wales Cup now full-time at Wentworth Park. Sydney Roosters have beaten Newcastle 38 points to 10. In the A-League men's second half, Macarthur FC a 1-0 leader over Adelaide United. That game in Adelaide. AFL and Brisbane 52, leading Melbourne 36. That's at half-time, 52-36 to the Lions. And in the netball, the Giants and Sunshine Coast Lightning. Giants up 26-25. Here's the kickoff. Deep into the goal area. Adokar takes it in just from the dead ball line. Gives it right to Barlaw, and he's tackled 9 out from his own line. A reminder too, NRL Monday between 6:30 and 7:30 tomorrow night. And I'll be joined by Ruan Sims from 7 co-hosting the show. We'll wrap up the whole weekend as now Parramatta with a footy in centre field. Walker is going to be claimed by Kickow and Hayward. I wanted to call him Howard all day. Played to Smith, 20 out from his own line. Sends it right to Pike. Saxon's going to be caught after a solid run. 32 out from his own line.
Right to Pike.
Now Smith kicks it downfield with a left boot. Sits up nicely on the bounce for Tracy on the Canterbury 30. Volkman leads the chase with Walker. And down goes Tracy, 14 short of halfway. Played to Galvin. Goes left to Montoya. He's crunched to the ground, 11 short of halfway. With 9 minutes 15 to go in the half. Parramatta 12, Canterbury Bankstown 4. Burton, showing going to the defence, scored 9 short of halfway. Remember, Canterbury led Penrith 16-0 a week ago and won that game comfortably, while Parramatta got absolutely towed up by the Gold Coast. Explain all that on halfway, the Bulldogs now. And it's played by Manda Hayward, comes inside the Tupanua. He's tackled there about 9 metres in Eels territory by Smith and Barlaw. Played on the last. Galvin the kick from 42 metres out. Down to Joash Papali. Takes it easily. 8 metres out from his own line, and he's nailed by the chase of Preston. 11 out from the Parramatta line, but the Eels doing best at the moment, Louis, leading 12-4. 8 minutes 30 left in the half as Nanvers put to the ground, 14 out from his own goal line.
Now, remember a couple couple of times we've called Parramatta, but when they come out of their own end, they're always really bunched. At the moment, every set they've got some shape where they can go straight to their wingers. That's keeping the Bulldogs' defensive line nice and spread. They're getting upfield nicely, and as soon as they get the halfway, they're happy to kick into corners and waiting for the Canterbury Bulldogs to make mistakes. Playing good football, Parramatta.
Benson, he plays it on his own 30. Comes left to Walker. He's captured, put on his back, 14 short of halfway. Last tackle, Parramatta. With this 12-4 lead, Smith goes right to Moses. Clearing kick from inside the 40. On retreat is Carraz. Takes it 10 metres out from his own line and then passes it right to Tracy. Connor Tracy gets over the 20 into Smith and Barlaw. Crunch down 24 out from his own line and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Canterbury players yet to get onside. Carraz a flick to Tracy. Quick hands away to his right to Montoya, but he's not going anywhere. He'll play it 29 out from his own goal line. Bulldogs with it down 12-4. Now Galvin goes short side right to Curran. He's held up 14 short of halfway. 7 minutes 30 left in the half. Hayward, long ball left to Mann, then to Burton, out the back to Tracy. Links up with Sherry, takes on Bensony. But Will Bensony held with him. Tackle complete. 2 metres short of halfway. 7 in for the western touchline. Carraz dummy half. Fires it right to Burton, away to Mann. Double pumps it away to Galvin. Cut out pass to Curran. Loses the ball. It's nailed by Josh Adokar. And Josh Curran is looking like a lost lamb, playing in the centres defensively and at attack. But that was brilliantly done by Adokar. Luke Lewis flying in off the wing, and Adokar cannot get up.
Yeah, no, Adokar did a great job. He sees that the ball's coming out to Curran, waits for the pass, and then hits him as he catches the ball right underneath the rib cage, puts him on his back, and that is beautiful defence there from Josh Adokar. But
he is so pumped up, Louis. Sorry, Adokar. This against his former team,
which is good.
Yeah,
love watching it. Usually when he's pumping up, you know, he's getting everyone around him pumped up. But they're doing a really good job everywhere at the moment in defence, Parramatta. Now the Bulldogs are looking a little bit rattled.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. So scrum fed here for the Eels. 3 metres in Bulldogs territory. Picked up by Smith at the base. Goes right Moses. Turns it in now to Pryke. And Saxon Pryke's tackle. 4 metres in Canterbury. Bankstown's half by Mann. Dummy half Smith. Goes left to Walker away. Volkman turns it on the inside. And Williams it is standing in the tackle of Hayes and Galvin. 40 out from the Canterbury line. To the right they come. And there's Pryke again. Also coming onto the field for Parramatta in 17, Tony Mattielli. They work it right to Moses. Links up now through hands. Volkman away. Ben Bensley. Great hands by Kelly. He's through Burton. Puts it on the table. Papali. Papali dives and gets it down in goal. What a try. Brian Kelly. He's a magician. That was the Wollongong Waze-esque. Brilliantly done by Kelly. Finished off by Joash Papali. The stab kick in goal. Parramatta leads Canterbury Bankstown 16-4. 5 minutes 20 left in the half, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, it's a brilliant work, isn't it? Again from Parramatta, but they're looking sharp. They're coming to the right edge. Usually you see in front of this pass, they'll drop it, but Brian Kelly does a good job to bump Matty Burton off. Keeps his balance. He knows he's going out, has to put a kick downfield. He's got his teammates pushing up and support on the inside. Gets the weight right. And then you got Joash Papalidi coming from nowhere, and he dives just before the line and gets it down. Scores a great try. Parramatta 16-4, kick to come. We've only 4.5 minutes left on the clock. This is brilliant from Parramatta.
No, he's a Papali, Louis. He's not an Isaiah or a Josh. And I tell you what,
he's confusing me, that.
Oh, yeah. But I tell you what isn't confusing, his talent. Remember, he's there with Isaiah Iongi out of action. Let's go down to the touchline. It unfolded in front of you, John Gibbs.
And I'll tell you what, Andrew, it was a magnificent take by Brian Kelly because it was all forced passes. The pass from Bensony that found Brian Kelly. He had a bit of work to do. He caught it brilliantly, bumped off Matt Burton, who gave him everything bar the kitchen sink, then put in the grubber kick inside, and Joash Papali chased beautifully. This has been a magnificent effort. I had worries about Jacob Carraz. He's been bandaged up that knee, but he's not right. Maybe Jonathan Sewer will come in and use that last fourth replacement.
Yeah, saw him limping earlier, Jonty. Here's Moses, 24 out. 6 in from the western touchline. Moves in now. Moses strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He's 2 out of 2. Parramatta 18, Canterbury Bankstown 4 with 4 minutes left in the half. Around the grounds of the AFL third quarter, and it's the Brisbane Lions leading Melbourne 53-37. Halftime netball, Sunshine Coast 30 leading the Giants 27. Second half of the A-League men, Macarthur FC leading Adelaide United by 1 goal to 0. And you can text 0467 920 222. James says it's like the 80s all over again. Andrew, Panthers were flat. Heads not in the game last week. Teams seem to struggle after playing them. Love the call. Paint a great picture for us vision impaired folks. Thanks, Jeff in the Blue Mountains. Well, Jeff, that's the best rap you can give us. And yeah, that's tough when you play a team like Penrith, no doubt. And Canterbury is also up against a rejuvenated Parramatta team, are really ripping in. And let's face it, this is a bit of a team of no names. Nanva, he sends the ball right after playing it, and it's Saxon Pryke who's tackled. 20 out from the Parramatta line, played to Smith, short side right to Geimer. He's caught 29 out from his own line. But effort means something, doesn't it? 18-4 to the Eels, 3.5 left in the first half. Dylan Walker at first receiver. He's tackled 15 short of halfway by Tupanua. Played to Smith, goes right to Moses. He kicks downfield, waiting for a Tracy, takes it on the full 16 out from his own line, heads over the 20 towards the 30 and put to the ground. 29 out from his own line, and joining the chase there was Mataeli. Played to Burton, goes right to Montoya. Nothing doing. Pryke's there in defence with Smith. 31 out from the Canterbury line. Dummy half. Galvin goes right current. Smashed to the ground. 10 short of halfway. This enthusiasm is brilliant from Parramatta. Hayward comes left centre field. Man to Tupanua. Bounce straight through Geimer into Walker and Moses. 5 short of halfway. 2 tackles left here for Canterbury Bankstown. Hayward drifts across field. Goes right to Galvin to Preston. Preston accelerates into Nanva and Volkman. And tackle 5 metres in Parramatta's half. Last tackle Canterbury, played to Hayward, goes left Galvin, the kick from 45 metres out, down to the centre of the ground, and the ball is caught by Kelly, 17 out from his own line, runs into Sherry, Carraz and kick out, and he'll play it. No, he got a pass away that I thought went forward, it's been lost by Papali. That was ridiculous from Brian Kelly. Come to the right to kick out, got through Kelly into Papali and Geimer.
That's their first mistake out of their own end.
What a shocker. Ball played to Burton, 15 out, comes to the right, Hayward away to Hayes. And he's pushed sideways there by Walker and also Mataeli. 12 out from the goal line. What a chance given to Canterbury here. Hayward goes left to Burton. Burton, the late pass left to Sherry. Steps into Benson and Moses. Held is the call, 6 metres out from the goal line, 1 minute 48 left in the half. It's all Parramatta leading 18-4, but a late chance here for Canterbury. It comes to the right, Burton centre field to Hayward, then the man, bodies in motion, Galvin. Short ball pressed, it's not all the way to Tracy, and he went with that. So Canterbury just don't look anywhere near up to speed here this afternoon. It'll be a Parramatta scrum feed, 10 out from their own goal line with 90 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, well, that's something that we've seen them execute really well last week. The Bulldogs, every time they had a half a chance, they took it. A really nice line there by Preston. And the pass just couldn't get Connor Tracy on the chest. It comes up over the top of his shoulder and travels forward. But again, Parramatta just put themselves in the frame to make sure that the Bulldogs can't get the perfect pass away, and they turn them away once again.
On the text line, Rowdy at Blacktown said, or from Blacktown, says, I'm sitting in the pool on the island of Gilier in Indonesia, loving the call, I'm living the dream. You sure are, Rowdy. And mate, thank you on a relaxing little trip for tuning into us on ABC Listen. As Parramatta works at short side right. Benson, he's straight through, kick out, Sherry. Pass away, Moses down the touchline. Kicks it in field. Flying after it is Papali. Papali gets man. Kurt Mann gets there first, slides in goal. I thought Papali might have him from pace, but Mann did really well to beat him to the footy. Goal line dropout Bulldogs, albeit only 20 seconds to go in the half. But Gibbsy, they are all over them, Parramatta.
Oh, it's incredible. Great run there by Benson. Good kick by Mitch Moses. Infield. And Kurt Mann, give him credit because he's not as fast as Joe Farley, and he was able to get back there and save the situation. But I don't think I'll have to kick this because it's time. They've got 30 seconds.
Yeah, and time's up. We can hear the siren of Liam Kennedy. Short whistle will be followed by the long whistle. And a few people at this ground, no doubt, have a wet whistle. Half-time, Parramatta 18, Canterbury Bankstown 4 for the Eels. Tries to Josh Adokar in the 14th minute, Ronald Volkman in the 29th, Joash Papali in the 35th minute. Ronald Volkman took the first shot and landed it from the touchline, 1 from 1. Mitch Moses 2 from 2. No restarts, an unsuccessful challenge after 8 minutes. And for Canterbury Bankstown, 4 points. A try to Jacob Carraz in the 11th minute. Matt Burton none from 1. Burton on report in the 16th minute for a high tackle on Luca Moretti. 1 restart. Penalties 4-1 to the Eels. It's all Parramatta, Luke Lewis. 18-4 they lead.
Absolutely, it's all Parramatta, but it's their attitude. They've turned up with a little bit of mongrel in it. They're doing everything right. They're happy to take the medicine. Really, the only time they made that mistake was about 3.5 minutes before half-time coming out of their own end, but everything else they've done really, really well. They're happy to run hard. They're happy to get the halfway. Mitch Moses is kicking into those corners, and they're just repeating their reset sets after sets after sets. And then when they do get their opportunity from just pure patience, they're making the Bulldogs pay. But there's some individual brilliance out there. I thought Volkman's try, that was outstanding. Some really good finishes there from obviously Adokar as well. But they're playing a good brand of football. They've just got to stay relaxed and continue to do what they've been doing for the first 40.
Well, interestingly, they have a long huddle in the centre of the ground before they now just slowly head towards the sheds. And John Gibbs, maybe they've been inspired by the 86 Eels.
Well, maybe, and I'd say they've got a fair rev up at training, because it is pretty embarrassing to be the worst side in the history of Parramatta. Here we are celebrating the 86 premiership winning team, the last team to win from Parramatta. You got the worst record defensively in their history, and they've won lots of wooden spoons. So that's really a poor indictment. So they have reacted. I'll give them credit. They've got a lot of players that are making their debuts, a lot that have only had a couple of games, lots of players out, but the urgency and the attitude has been fantastic, and that is what's rattled the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs started this game really well. They're up for it, but the try, Josh Adokar, magnificent push-off to score a fine individual try. Volkman, fine individual try, beating good defenders like Preston. Then you had Brian Kelly taking a good ball, and then, going downfield, them scoring another try with a perfectly placed kick for Joash Papali. It's quite incredible. And then at the end of the half, we had another break set up by Bensity. That could have been 22-24 for Kurt Mann saved the day. We're going to have an enthralling second half, and I've got to say, the atmosphere down here is magnificent.
Yeah, crowd of 24,000, somewhere around those lines. On the text line 0467 920 222. Joash Papali, much improved, probably Para's best player this year. Well, he hasn't played that often, has he, Marty? He played a handful of games, but he's exciting, that's for sure. Hi, Andrew Louie at MC. What's doing with Adokar's hands wrapped up like a mummy?
It's his fingers. He's got 3 fingers wrapped up. I reckon it wouldn't surprise me if he's got a couple of dislocated fingers that keep popping out or something.
That's Merv from Moore Park Beach near Bundaberg. Thanks, Merv. Newcastle Denton Cup round 2 results. Maitland 26 defeated Central 18. Cessnock 48 defeated Macquarie 6. A 12-all draw between South Newcastle and the entrance. Northern Hawks 24 defeated Curry 18. And at the moment, half-time, it is West 40 over Lakes 0. In fact, that's full-time. West 40 defeated Lakes 0. 0467 920 222 to send us a text. And around the grounds in the AFL third quarter, and Melbourne Demons now in front of the Lions, 55-54. Second half of the A-League men, and Auckland has struck back. Auckland FC and Macarthur FC locked at 1 apiece, and still half-time in the netball. Sunshine Coast 30 leading Giants 27. Earlier at the Sydney Football Stadium, Roosters 38 defeated Newcastle 24, and here at Western Sydney Stadium, Parramatta 18. This is the team coming second last, leading Canterbury Bankstown 4. Hope you're enjoying the action with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs. I'm Andrew Moore. This is NRL Sunday on ABC Sport. More to come, but first, let's head to the ABC newsroom.
Hello, this is ABC News with David Rowlands. Shipping is again restricted in the vital Strait of Hormuz oil artery, with Iranian forces reportedly opening fire on vessels in the waterway after the US refused to lift its blockade of Iranian ports and ships. More from Tim Swanston in the Middle East.
At least 2 vessels reported to the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Organisation that they'd been attacked. In one of those incidents, a tanker reported that 2 Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps gunboats opened fire. In the report, the tanker said the gunboats approached, didn't issue a challenge over the radio, and then fired at the tanker. The crew were reported safe. India has confirmed that 2 Indian-flagged ships were attacked as they attempted to cross the Strait of Hormuz. India's Ministry of External Affairs called in the Iranian ambassador to India, and India's Foreign Secretary conveyed deep concern at the shooting incident and the firing on merchant ships.
The Israeli military says one of its soldiers has been killed in combat in southern Lebanon. It says 9 other soldiers were wounded, including one who was severely injured. The report comes as the ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon enters its 3rd day, with Hezbollah militants saying they're complying. At the same time, Hezbollah denies any involvement in an attack on international peacekeepers in Lebanon that's left a French soldier dead. War veteran Ben Smith has spoken publicly for the first time since being released on bail from a Sydney prison. The 47-year-old has been charged with 5 counts of the war crime of murder, alleged to have occurred in Afghanistan between 2009 and 2012. Speaking in Queensland earlier today, Robert Smith says he will fight the charges.
As I've always maintained, I categorically deny all of these allegations, and while I would have preferred these charges not be brought, I will be taking this opportunity to finally clear my name. I'm proud of my service in Afghanistan. While I was there, I always acted within my values, within my training, and within the rules of engagement.
The organiser of a fan convention says they're deeply saddened following a deadly incident that left a man in his 20s dead and another seriously injured as they were leaving the event yesterday. Police are interviewing the 33-year-old male driver of a car that mounted a curb and drove along the footpath, striking pedestrians outside the Ascot Vale Showgrounds at around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Event director Daniel Zakariou says his thoughts are with the family of the man who died and with the person injured who now remains in a stable condition.
All we can do is join in and send prayers and hope that they recover, and of course think of the family who lost their loved one, and offer any support we can in sympathy, because their precious soul, their precious person that's in their life is gone now.
The Western Australian Premier says the extension of a scheme to provide free public transport on Sundays will help provide some relief from cost of living pressures. The state government has announced public transport will continue to be free on Sundays for another 12 months. In addition, the Ride to School Free program, which provides students who have a valid smart rider with free travel to school, will be implemented permanently. Roger Cook says this could save a family with 2 school-aged children more than $500 a year. Mr Cook says about 8 million free rides have been taken on Sundays since the start of 2024.
These budget measures have made public transport more affordable than ever, and record numbers of Western Australians are now using buses, trains and ferries to go in, around and connect with their city.
A crime scene's been declared after a body was found inside a car in Queensland's Scenic Rim area. Emergency services were called to a car and grass fire on the Mount Lindsay Highway at Palin Creek, south of Rathdowney, at around 20 to 6 this morning. Police say a body was found inside the vehicle. Once the fire was extinguished, investigations are continuing. Turning to sport now, and Carlton AFL Club CEO Graham Wright says the circumstances surrounding Elijah Hollands are unprecedented and complex amid questions about the decision for him to play against Collingwood on Thursday night. Hollands appeared to exhibit erratic behaviour during the game, with the club later stating that the 23-year-old suffered a mental health episode. Wright admits the club was aware during the game that Hollands was struggling, but did not comment on why he was not withdrawn from the contest earlier on.
We're looking into all that right now, and obviously we're part of that process has started, and obviously started on Friday or Thursday night after the game, and we're working through that now.
That brings up to date with the latest ABC News.
Join us on Anzac Day across the ABC. From Gallipoli and Villers-Bretonneux to the dawn service and march in your capital city.
We will remember them.
On ABC Radio, TV and iView, and on ABC Listen.
ABC
ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership.
Club into the ground, and here we go. Matt Burton is putting boot the ball, and he sends the kick off down about 5 metres out from the goal line to Adokar. He feeds it right to Junior Barlaw, and he's crashed to the ground, 14 out from his own line. Again, Adokar the target. Montoya should be sent in. That is the most blatant tackle off the ball you'll ever see. He mistimed the run. Adokar had no chance of catching it because he was taken out there by Marcelo Montoya.
Foot's on the line now.
That's a stupid shot, seriously. And then in a world-class field of dumb challenges that we've seen this year, that might be on the podium. Comes away to Galvin, right to left. Thompson away to Burton. Plays out the back to Tracy. Then to Bronson Sherry. Oh, what a quick pass. Try for Jacob Carraz. But that was some magic from Bronson Sherry. 7 out from the goal line on the last. And it goes from Smith to the left. Barlaw to Moses. Cut out pass to Boltman. Cut out pass to Adokar. Oh, he burns the defence easily. And Josh Adokar scores against his old team. Gee, there'll be some embarrassed Canterbury defenders, but Adokar can do that to you. Goes left to Moses, then away to a stepping Boltman. Oh, straight through, dreadful defence. Curran a shocking miss or Preston. Preston it was. So too Tracy, and he's able to score. They work it right to Moses. Links up now through hands. Boltman away. Then Bensley. Great hands by Kelly. He's through Burton. Puts it on the toe for Papali. Papali dives and gets it down in goal. What a try. Brian Kelly. He's a magician. That was the one Anita Waze-esque.
ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership.
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio.
And ABC Listen.
Yes, half-time here at Western Sydney Stadium. Plenty of thrilling footy. Most of it, though, has come from Parramatta with this stunning scoreline of Eels 18, Bulldogs 4, and Louis just having a wander around the back, getting a cup of coffee or tea. And I know you're running into some legends, but everyone's very pleasantly surprised at how well Parramatta's going.
I think everyone's happily surprised too. It's good because...
is that different to pleasantly?
Yeah, well, it's the smile and the tone on people's voices,
okay.
Right? But no, I'm with you. But I like the word happily. It's even nicer. But I was just talking to Billy and I said, mate, who expected this? And he's simple things. Exactly what we've been saying. Is just kicking in the corners, happy to rip in defence. Put a little bit of pressure on the Bulldogs and force some errors, and they're getting some field position. And at the same time, when they're down there, they're willing to have a crack and ask some questions in attack, and they're scoring some great points. So it's a really good start by the Parramatta Eels. For me, it's just this second 40 now.
Yeah.
But the Bulldogs are off a bit because, and it's not because it's because Parramatta's putting them off, I should say. They're up in their face, like I said, and the Bulldogs don't know what to do at the moment.
No, they've looked confused. They didn't look like this against Penrith a week ago. But if you're in the Parramatta sheds, and the confidence can't be high, yet having said that, we've got all these newcomers into the team, like a Raz Nanva, who's holding his own more than marking Josh Curran out wide for Parramatta. And we've seen players come onto the field like Saxon Pryke, and also out there for the Parramatta side, Tony Mate-Eli. I mean, these are guys a lot of people have never heard of, Louis.
Yep, and that's what you need. Sometimes you need the guys, but they wouldn't get a chance if they couldn't play footy.
Yeah.
So they're just giving them a chance on the big stage. They don't want to let their fans down. They want to let their family down. They're sitting in the crowd, and they also want to represent a jersey that they love, and they're out there ripping in. I'll tell you what happens there when you get young guys come in and want to play and actually want to win. It brings out the motivation the others that aren't winning.
Well, here they come for the second half, the Eels. John Gibbs is down there on the touchline. Gibbsy, what are you anticipating here?
Well, I'm anticipating that the Bulldogs are going to come out with a bit of fire in their belly, but they did that at the start of the game, quite frankly, but it was just a different reaction from Parramatta. They were good. I'd rather give them most of the credit because the Bulldogs tried really hard, but they were rattled, and they changed the narrative. Parramatta by their actions, and we'll see what happens in the second half. If they score that try right on half-time to Joash Papali, wow, that would have been incredible. But really, when you analyse it, it's still been one-on-one misses that's led to the tries. I'm thinking this is going to be a great clash. Turn it back to 1982, although we've had a lot more tries already.
Back to 1982?
86.
Oh, 86, okay. Yeah, no, well, what was that full-time score? 4 points for 2 already, 18-4 to Parramatta, and Joash Papali about to restart for the Eels. And Parramatta running right to left as you look at your radio. There's the whistle from referee Liam Kennedy. And Canterbury Bankstown to get first touch in the second half, trailing by 14 points. Kick-off taken by Galvin, gives it left to Tupanua, and he charges back into the defence of Williams, and also in there pushing him backwards was Matteelli, 13 metres out from the Canterbury line. Down middle of the park, it's Montoya. He's easily collected. 18 out from his own line, centre of the field there by Walker, and also Talon De Silva out there for Parramatta. Canterbury down, man, 25 out from his own line, played to Hayward, goes right to Hayes, and Harry's caught, put on his back, 15 metres short of halfway. Hayward a dummy half, he goes to his right, and a jinking run by Tracy into Williams and Walker, and caught 8 metres out from the halfway line. Played on the last to Hayward, goes right Galvin, he kicks 8 short of halfway. Papali races in, takes on the full, 15 out from his own line, heads to the 20. Tupanua, good solid tackle with Preston and Curran, drives him back. 18 out from the Parramatta line. So I'm in a gone second half. Parramatta 18, Canterbury 4, as now the Eels have it 25 out from their own goal line. It's played to De Silva, goes right to Adokar, fends away from Hayward, now runs into Preston, Curran, Hayward and one other Bulldog defender. 34 out from the Parramatta line. He plays the ball. De Silva sends the ball open side right, and now taking it up is Tony Matteelli. He's caught 19, make it 9 short of halfway. Played to De Silva, goes right to Walker. He steps his way into the defence in centre field. Held as the call right on halfway. Played on the last De Silva, goes right to Moses. He kicks it down to the northern end. Tracy underneath it. He takes it comfortably. 12 out from his own line. Accelerates immediately past Volkman, but is collected and put to the ground by Matteelli. About 22 out from his own line. Louis, 2 gone second half, and it's Parramatta 18, Canterbury 4.
It sort of started as how the first half started. Both sides getting through their sets nicely, and some really good defence and some nice kicks at the end of their sets, and with a good chase. So back into the grind to start this second half.
So now the Bulldogs, Curran plays it to Hayward, goes left to Tupanua. Good solid contact from Williams. Help came from 2 others, 10 short of halfway. Bulldogs with it. Now Hayward from inside the 40. It's a kick looking for a 40-20, but it straightens and Papali will pick it up. 10 metres out from his own goal line. Hayward leads the chase and hit him high, I thought. Round the shoulder, says referee Kennedy, and it's play on 12 out from the Parramatta line. Adokar against a smoothing defence, gained 15 easy metres. Finally tackled 25 out from his own line by Hayes and Preston. Played to Papali. He works it right to Brian Kelly. Nailed. Great defence there from an otherwise quiet kick out. 29 out from the Parramatta line to Silva. He works it right to Bensony, and he's tackled 12 metres short of halfway, and 20 in from touch on the eastern side. De Silva, blindside right, Guymer, kick out, great tackle, literally threw himself at the Parramatta player. On the last, 5 short of halfway, comes short side right to Moses. He kicks it downfield, taken by Tracy. 5 out from his own line in the northeast corner. Returns at the 20 and taken 22 out from his own line. 3 minutes 20 gone second half. Eels lead the Bulldogs by 18-4 as Burton sends it right to Sherry, and he's mauled to the deck outside. He's 20. Let's check in on the touchline with Johnny Gibbs.
Well, it's been a great start to both these sides, and Parramatta, the chase there by the Bulldogs was excellent, but they did a good job to get their way out of territory. Then a good kick. Mitchell Moses has got a great boot on him, and the chase is fantastic. That's almost high, but play on.
Yeah, from the defensive Dylan Walker on Preston. Now Mann goes left to Burton, takes on the defensive line. No way through though. He's caught 8 short of halfway by Moses and Guymer. Played on the last to Hayward. Comes right Galvin from inside the 40. End over and kick down the throat of Adokar. Takes a 22 out from his own line and throws a 20-metre pass to his right to Joash Papali. Steps into Mann, 25 out from his own line. So we've had 4 minutes gone second half, and the scoreline, Parramatta 18, Canterbury Bankstown 4. Jacob Carraz, too, after he played the footy in that previous set, got up really limping. Here's Bensony. He gets a one-handed pass away to De Silva. He turns on the inside to Saxon Pryke. Tupanua greets him first with Hayes, and he stands in the tackle about 7 short of halfway. Now comes left to Walker. I thought a forward pass doesn't matter. It's been knocked on by Parramatta. Scooped up by Hayes. He gives it to Tracy. Switcheroo back to the right to Galvin. Galvin on his own 40-metre line. Straightens. And he's going to be taken there by De Silva and Mattielli. 8 short of halfway. He's coming onto the field now. He's Jonathan Sewer for Canterbury Bankstown.
Gibbsy's calling you up.
Let's go down to you then, Jonty.
Yeah, have a look over that eastern touchline at the northern end. Forlorn Jacob Carraz is limping off the field.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Sewer, who's played one game in first grade, handy winger, he's going to be taking his spot. They thought they'd try for a couple of minutes, but it hasn't worked out.
And his right knee's heavily strapped. Burton goes left to kick out, went without it, and it's play on, says the referee. Went backwards. Burton goes left to right. Hayward, short ball now away from Galvin to Preston. He scored 28 metres out from the Parramatta line by De Silva. Played to Hayward, dummied right, goes open side left to man, turns it into Hayes. Knocked to the deck, about 20 out. De Silva met him first, and there were 2 others, including Pryke. Played centre of the park, goes left to man, then away to Burton. Burton dummies, tried to just steamroll over the top, but he's taken 5 out from the goal line by Moses. Then he's not getting to his feet. Time out with the last tackle upcoming. 5 minutes 46 gone in the second half, and this could be a crucial problem for Canterbury with Burton down injured.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. He just goes straight over the top. Here's the replay now. And just gets his legs sort of bent backwards in an awkward position. Mitch Moses couldn't really do much about it. It just looks like he overstretches his quad. But you can see him screaming straight away. But I reckon he's going to be okay. He's starting to shake it out there on the field. But they're going to get the play straight back underway now.
Well, he's still with the trainer though, Matt Burton. Getting treatment to the quad, as you say. It doesn't look like there's going to be any sort of sanction against Mitch Moses.
No, that was
the tackle.
Accident.
I was about to say, and rightly so. Around the grounds in the A-League men's second half, Adelaide United 2 leading Macarthur FC 1. Third quarter AFL, Melbourne 73 leading Brisbane Lions 62. And in the netball third quarter, Sunshine Coast Lightning by 1, 39-38 over the Giants. Your texts are welcome, 0467 920 222. Down to John Gibbs on the touchline.
Well, he's not looking good here. He might have hurt his ankle. The whole leg sort of bent. It was like it wasn't a hip drop because there was 2 movements. He rolled over, and then Mitch Moses, he wouldn't even know where his legs were. He had to just roll over. But if you look closely, we've seen a replay now. He got in the first, so he got steamrolled, and then he tried to go again, and he sort of bent over, and he's bent his ankle and he's hyper-flexed his quad. He's going to be okay, though. The doctor's seen him, played the ball last tackle.
So now it's Hayward going right to Galvin. He puts up the crossfield kick. Up they fly. Lands a great tackle. He's come away with it for Parramatta, and the Eels are out of trouble. 11 out from their own goal line. What a catch that was.
Amber, he's been playing some really good football for Parramatta this afternoon. He's come with some beautiful one-on-one tackles. Really nice take there, and a good carry to get Parramatta on the front foot.
Raz Nanva, as now Parramatta has it with Geimer. He scored 23 out from his own line. I'll get your text in the tick. Played to De Silva. He goes left away now to Pryke. He scored 29 out from his own line. Parramatta 18, Canterbury Bankstown 4. Eels with it. They're looking great. Dylan Walker centre field. He scored 12 short of halfway. Plays it on the last 2 to Silva. Goes right to Moses. And he reached a kick downfield to Tracy. He takes it on his own 10-metre line, and then after jogging, offloads there to the replacement Jonathan Sewer, and he scored 23 out from his own line for Canterbury. Ball played to Burton. We'll watch his movement with great interest. Comes right to Montoya. He scored 26 out from his own line by De Silva and Walker. Now Tracy dummy half goes right to Curran, and he's knocked to the deck. 32 out from his own goal line there by Tony Mattielli.
Didn't Montoya go off?
No, Carraz.
Oh, Carraz, sorry.
Comes to the left, Burton away to kick out, and a wraparound ball goes behind Matt Burton. This Canterbury side is rattled by Parramatta. Burton got it quickly to Galvin, and he scored 14 short of halfway. 2 tackles left here for the Bulldogs. It's played to Hayward, goes right to Tracy up the centre, but easily picked off 6 short of halfway. Last tackle now Canterbury. Hayward goes right to Galvin, puts boot the ball, dropping back Joash Papali catches it easily, 12 out from his own line, and he's put to the ground there by Hayes, finished off by Mann, 17 out from the Parramatta goal line. We've had 7.5 scoreless minutes in the second half, meaning Parramatta still leads 18-4, and they look very comfortable, Louis, as Kelly's scored 25 out from his own line.
Well, that's what they did in the first half. They were happy just to get through their sets. They didn't overplay. That's a really nice carry there from Will Benson here, but they're getting on the front foot now, Parramatta.
Now it's De Silva. He gives it away to Dylan Walker. Tupanua is there with Preston. Tackle complete, 5 metres in Bulldogs territory. 2 tackles left, Parramatta De Silva. He goes right to Moses. Hands it off on the inside to Charlie Geimer. And he's claimed there by Hayes and Haywood. 38 out from the line. Played on the last De Silva. Short side right to a running Moses. A little stab kick. That's Albie Langer style. The second kick bounces to Galvin. And he's collared by Volkman, 8 out from his own line.
Oh, I reckon he should have picked that up and then used his footwork. He would have been able to see a couple of teammates coming.
Here's Bronson Sherry Louis. Pass one, drag to the ground. 27 out from his own line. Great cover defence from Drake. Now they work it left to right. Canterbury with a footy. Galvin away to Preston. Nailed, taken there by Matteeli. 15 short of halfway. Also in there was Nanza. Now comes away left. And it's Montoya, 10 short of halfway. Play to Haywood, goes right to a charging Galvin. Back on the inside to Haywood, pass one. Left to Mann, then short ball to Burton. Burton over the 40, tries to burn Moses. Moses knocks him to the deck. Burton gets up to go again, but nothing doing. Caught 24 out from the Parramatta line. Last play, Bulldogs. Kick out of dummy half, ran into a marker. Comes back to the right to Hayes to Mann. Give it to someone who needs it on the last. It's Galvin. Runs away from one. Cut out ball is hopeless from Galvin. And Curran knocks it on. That was a confused play from the start. And Parramatta gets the changeover. 25 out for their own line. Parramatta 18, Canterbury Bankstown 4. 9 minutes 30 gone second half. On the text line, Andrew, is it still left to right when I listen on my phone? It is, Stu. My team as the Newcastle collapse started. They did this last year, says Rob from Ipswich. I feel the Dogs are getting what they deserve at the moment. Playing a forward in the set is ridiculous. Shows a bit of disrespect. There are no easy games in the NRL. That's marked from the ACT. Parramatta has the ball, and now they take it over the 30 through Matteeli. And Group 9 opening round results. Cootamundra Bulldogs 32 defeated Temora Dragons 24. Wagga Kangaroos 24. Albury Thunder 22. Wagga Brothers v Tumut Blues a 20 all draw. Junior Deals 18. Gundagai Tigers 14. And Young Cherry Pickers 34. South City Bulls 28. Thank you, Riverina Rooster. Drop ball, Louis from Parramatta. Canterbury diving on 4 metres in Eels territory through Tupanua.
Yeah, Parramatta's starting to make a few little errors coming out of their own end over the last couple of sets. And it's been both times from Dylan Walker. He's starting to get a little bit tight in the middle there. You nearly even have to pull him off just to give him a bit of a break and get him back on as soon as you can.
Here's Mann with an inside pass to Hayes. Tackled 31 out for the Parramatta line. Eels 18, Bulldogs 4 with 29 and a bit minutes to go. Galvin short ball right to Preston. Volkman there in defence with Papali. 20 out from the Parramatta line. 4 tackles done. Haywood goes left to Mann, then away through hands. Burton gets it to Galvin. Galvin takes on Moses. He slides over to score. Other defenders came in as well, including Kelly, but momentum gets Lockie Galvin over the line. Try to Canterbury Bankstown. 11 minutes, 11 gone, second half. Parramatta 18, Canterbury Bankstown 8, as the Eels pay the price for the Dylan Walker error.
Yeah, they've had a couple of errors, Parramatta, and it's just putting a little bit of pressure on them, and eventually the Bulldogs will get it right, but it's just a simple play. Matty Burton out the back, and then it becomes a one-on-one. Galvin up against Mitch Moses. He uses his speed, just slides straight through on his outside shoulder, and then he's just got that the momentum that's going to continue to carry him over the line, and he pulls that big left hand out and slams it down over the try line, and that's just what the Bulldogs needed there, just to get them back on the scoreboard. 18-8, kick to come.
And great awareness John gives for Galvin not to ground the ball, the arm carrying the ball before he hit the goal line.
Did a great job there. Burton gave him the ball. He turned him inside out, turned Benson inside out, pushed away from Mitch Moses, and with his momentum, as Louis said, but keeping that arm up off the ground all the time, it was a clear-cut try. They needed that. Incidentally, Carraz, it's a medial ligament problem, so that might be a month or so. And also the crowd, it's a beauty, and they're seeing a great match. 25,938.
25-9-3-8 here at Western Sydney Stadium. Just a little short of a sellout. And now Matt Burton. 24 out, 6 in from the eastern touchline with his left boot. Burton strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He is 1 out of 2. 8 the difference, Parramatta 18. Canterbury Bankstown 10 with 27 and a half minutes still to play out. NRL Sunday on ABC Sport with Luke Lewis, John Gibbs and I'm Andrew Moore. On the text line, after accidentally missing last week's game against the Titans because I thought it was a 4:05 game, turned on the coverage at 3:47pm, heard the Eels players' names, got confused, checked the NRL app, then turned off the coverage because it was too much. Lol, this is a much better game that I get to listen to. Parramatta Rachel, nice to hear from you there. So far, so good. Brian from Umina, Louie, an eel can't have mongrel in it as it's not a dog, so it'd be correct to say that they have the moray in them, as the moray is the most aggressive eel. Good call. Well, the Morays up against the Doggies now, and it's Tupanua from the kickoff. Caught 16 out from the Canterbury line. Ball played. Have you ever been snorkeling and bumped into an eel?
Yes.
Yeah, they're a bit freaky looking. No, same. There's Canterbury 24 out from their own line. Ball played by Montoya to Hayward. Goes right to Preston. Pumping run. Got him through one. Into the defence now of Danbury. About 32 out from the Canterbury line. It's played to Hayward. He sends it left and Hayes is tackled 11 metres short of halfway. Bulldogs will be buoyed by that try. Hayward goes left and right in centre field Canterbury. A metre short of halfway is where Tracy is tackled. Plays the ball to Hayward. Goes right to Galvin. Kicks it from halfway. Down to the southwest corner, challenging for Papali. No, he takes it, hits the deck immediately as Preston and Curran come in over the top. 18 out for the Eels line, plays the ball to Volkman, goes right to Addo-Carr. Hayes is there with Mann, Curran and Hayward. 23 out for the Eels goal line. Now Papali. Works at centre field right, Brian Kelly. He's driven backwards there by Tupanua and 2 others, including Viliami kick out. 21 out from the Eels line. Played to Papali. Goes right to Bensony. Geez, that's some strong runs today, Will Bensony. Tackled 34 out from his own line. Good quick play the ball to De Silva. Goes left to Walker. Knocked to the ground by Tupanua. Gets up to go again or not? No. He's been asked to play it. Liam Kennedy did have his arm up for the last. So he plays it now. De Silva goes left. Volkman pokes a kick in behind Montoya. Connor Tracy was a suburb away. Montoya's got it. Slips in goal and can't get out. He's claimed by Addo-Carr. He's not having a great day, Marcelo Montoya, and Addo-Carr is pumped up. Goal line drop out Canterbury, and that kick from Volkman produced something out of nothing. 25 and a half left. Parramatta 18, Canterbury Bankstown 10, Louis.
Well, that was the perfect kick there from Volkman. He gets it absolutely right. It's a beautiful chase there from Addo-Carr. They're all on side. He does a great job. Montoya slips as he picks the ball up. I don't think if he slips here, he probably would have just got out, but that's what they need at Parramatta.
Line drop out by Burton. It's shortest down the middle. It's nowhere near short enough. Easily taken by Papali. 22 out from the Canterbury Bankstown line. Preston the tackle. Ball played now. They work it right to Moretti as they're back on the field. The one-hander back over the top to De Silva. Left to right, Moses to Geimer. Ball goes free. Tapped down by Canterbury. 6 more tackles for the Eels. They have it only 14 metres out from the goal line. Ball's going to be played now, and it comes left to Walker. Short ball, Moretti, he drops it. The ball scoots in goal, picked up by Hayward. He fires the ball left to Sherry. Left foot step by Bronson, and he's scored 12 out from his own goal line by Charlie Geimer. Played to Burton, takes off from dummy half. He gets the ball out the back to support. Galvin away to Curran, and Nanva's there to make the tackle, along two with Williams. Stands in the tackle, 31 out for the Canterbury line. And lost the ball in the tackle. Dear oh dear. There are some mistakes. This game is being played, though, John Gibbs, at a high quality and a high speed, but a few mistakes have started.
Up-tempo game there, and look, really they started to run the ball, come up with some good offloads, Bulldogs, and Josh Curran, he took the ball. I thought, well, that's good, he's taking the tackle. I don't know what he was doing. He's got the headgear over his eyes or something, or that long hair in his eyes, because that was not very good. He won't like looking at that one again.
No, I don't think he or Marcelo Montoya on that right side of the field for Canterbury are going to be looking forward to the video session. Parramatta wins the scrum. They pick it up at the base. De Silva goes right. Moses turns it into Benson. He caught 30 out from the Canterbury line.
I like to see Dylan Walker go into the line and play out the back. He's played short for about 3 errors. Every time he plays out the back, it's creating space for Parramatta.
Here's Saxon Price. Caught 24 out from the Bulldogs line. Dummy half to Silva. Goes left to Walker. Then out the back, Bulkman. He turns it in for Williams. Taken by Tumanua. 19 out for the Canterbury Bankstown line. Out of dummy half goes to Silva. Heads up over the 10 into Galvin and Preston. Taken 8 metres out from the goal line. Parramatta 18, Canterbury Bankstown 10. 17 gone second half. Played to Papali. Goes right, Walker to Moses. Then away to Bensony. Bensony takes them on out wide, but he's going to be caught here by the defensive, headed by Burton and also Sherry.
Doctors ask you to leave the field. Tackle 5.
Jacob Preston going for an HIA with 23 minutes to go. And let's see who'll come on now for Canterbury Bankstown. Will it be Leo Thompson? Also about to come back on for Parramatta Junior Barlaw. So Preston off for an HIA. And coming back on the field, Leo Thompson. And now another change here for Parramatta as Junior Barlaw comes on. I think for Saxon Bright. What an effort he's put in. The former, what did he? Rouse Hill Rhino.
That's it. There's 4 of them involved in this squad, which is quite incredible. And don't discount that either for giving a little bit of motivation.
Here's Moses on the last. Gibbs, his play resumes. Chips over the top. Curran dropped the ball. And it's right into the hands of Parramatta's Dylan Walker for a try. Poor old Josh Curran is having an absolute nightmare. He dropped that one cold, picked up by Parramatta, and Walker scores right between the sticks. 22 and a half to play. Parramatta 22, Canterbury Bankstown 10. And you know what we've entered, Luke Lewis? Upset City.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing everything right, aren't they, Parramatta? They've come up with a few errors, but they've had to dig deep in defence. But they can see that Curran is a little bit under pressure at the moment. This is a really nice little kick. I reckon they're just going to have a look at the Parramatta attackers here. I think it might have been Nava who gets up, maybe touches him before he gets to play at the ball. But Dylan Walker, the man on the spot, lands straight in his chest, scores under the black dot.
So as it stands at the moment with the try awarded, it's Parramatta 22, Canterbury 10, but was there a shove off the ball?
And I think it was that bad, but I reckon before they might have a little bit of a look at it.
I'm sure they did have a little bit of a look at it. Down to the touchline, John Gibbs.
Well, he's giving the try signal, Dylan Walker. He's a good player, Dylan Walker. He's skillful. You get a bit tired. Disruptor, obstruction, is that what Graham Ansley calls it?
Obstruction.
Okay, well, I think that'll be play on. And it was Josh Curran, of course, who came over the ball, played the ball under no pressure. That led to them having the great field position.
Poor chap having an absolute shocker, playing out of position in the centres. So here is the conversion attempt. Mitch Moses right in front, 10 metres out to put them out by 14. Moses kicks the goal. He's 3 out of 3. And what about this? Parramatta 24, Canterbury Bankstown 10. Is that 14-point lead returns with 21 and a bit to go.
What? You won't say it.
Not yet, I'm not going to say it. I told you that we're into the city that we're in.
That's true.
But that's as far as I'll go right now. A-League men full-time. Adelaide United at home defeated Macarthur FC 3-1. Final quarter AFC at Ding Donga. Brisbane Lions 75, leading Melbourne Demons 74. While over in the West, Fremantle 14, lead West Coast 3. It was 8 days ago we're at that very ground, Louis. Final quarter of the netball, Sunshine Coast 49 in Sydney, leading the Giants 47. So here's Parramatta 17 out from their own line. Earlier at the Sydney Football Stadium, a win for the Roosters 38-24 over Newcastle. Now Nanva hits it up for Parramatta. Caught 21 out from his own line by Mann. Ball played to Silva, goes right to Walker, takes the defence up on up the centre. Driven back here by Hayes, 21 metres out from his own line, and also Thompson to Silva. Comes left away, Moretti. Good strong run through to Banua. Caught down his 30 there by Hayward and Kickow. It's played to De Silva. Goes right to Barlaw. A right foot step by him to the two blondes. One natural, one not. Hayward and Kickow. 11 short of halfway. Leo Thompson came in as well. Played on the last. comes right to Moses inside the 40. Good long kick, but Tracy's under it with the catch. 9 metres out from his own line. Heads over the 10 to the 20. Straightens, great tackle, Jack Williams. 22 out from the Canterbury line. 20 minutes gone. 20 minutes left, second half. And Parramatta leads Canterbury Bankstown 24 to 10 as now Jonathan Seward scored 31 out from his own line. Played to Burt, but no one was ready for it. Burt makes the most out of it. Half a break. Finally ankle tapped and put to the ground. 3 short of halfway. Played to Hayward. Goes right to man. Knocked down immediately. 5 metres in Parramatta territory. It's played to Hayward. He goes right. Galvin away to Tracy. Pass is knocked down by Nanva. Adokar will pick it up, but it will be a knock on Parramatta. And a scrum feed here for Canterbury Bankstown. 19 minutes 30 left. 24-10 Parramatta. And John Gibbs on the touchline, at least from up here. It looks like the Parramatta has lost none of its enthusiasm and aggression since the first minute.
No, they're keeping up that commitment. There's no doubt about that. They are all over them, and they're forcing a few passes. Scoreboard pressure will come to bear shortly. A little bit of injury news. Riley Smith, the sternum injury for Parramatta. So Talon De Silva will be staying out there. He won't be back. And a Category 2 head injury assessment for Jacob Preston.
Canterbury wins the scrum. Gibbs in. It comes left to a running Burton. Taken by De Silva and Moses. 26 out for the Parramatta line. Canterbury now knows it simply must be the next scorer. Man, Setterfield right to Thompson. And he's dealt with by the defence. Barlow was in there with Walker. And also Williams, 20 out, but they too slow on the play the ball. Junior Barlow set restart here for Canterbury Bankstown. And no one awards fewer than this referee, Liam Kennedy. Canterbury, 16 metres out eastern side. The ball played, darting across field left to right. Sherry to Leo Thompson, and he dropped it. Picked up by Parramatta. They fling it away to the left side through Nanva. And he got through to Vanua. Caught now 22 out from his own line. That was poor play from Canterbury's Leo Thompson. Adokar had a dummy half. Away from Curran into Montoya and 2 others. Galvin among them. 28 metres out from the Eels line and 13 in from the western touchline. Volkman goes right to Joash Papali. He's scored 34 out from his own line. 18 minutes to go to a monumental upset here at Western Sydney Stadium. Eels 24, Bulldogs 10. Parra with it 7 short of halfway. Kelly plays it. De Silva goes left. Moretti knocked to the deck rather heavily by Thompson. 2 metres in Canterbury's half. Now De Silva goes right to Moses. Links up there with Geimer. Spins in the tackle into Kickow and also Hayes. 8 metres in Bulldogs territory. Last tackle Eels. Short side right it goes to Moses. The kick from 43 metres out. The chase is on led by Benson. Tracy the catch. 15 out from his own line, but it's still the Eels by 14. Louis, 24-10.
Again, just doing what they did at the start of this game, and we've been talking about, I haven't seen this from Parramatta, is just getting to their halfway and happy to kick into that corner, and they're trying to force the error of the Bulldogs. So they're just hanging in there. They're doing what they do best. They've just got to force an error here to get a little bit more of an opportunity down this end of the field.
So now Canterbury Sherry scored 32 out from his own line, played to Hayward, floats a pass long left to right through hands, man Galvin Tracy, but there's no way through. This Parramatta defence is too good. 14 short of halfway. Hayward goes left, Thompson away, centre field, tackle made on man. Played on the last to Hayward, goes left to Burton. I think this is only his second kick in general play. Fires up a towering bomb, tap back by kick out for Burton. Then he puts a kick into Mitch Moses, bounces back for Canterbury. I thought that must have been played out by Moses. Not the case, says the referee. Change over to Parramatta, 23 out from their own goal line, 16 minutes 30 to go. Parramatta 24, Canterbury Bankstown 10. On the text line, guys, enjoying your call as always. My handy hint, Andrew, don't call GSP yet. It is Parra after all. But Parra for the win from Phil, listening in New Zealand. Good on you, Phil. What I wouldn't give for a GSP for my Eels after go Parra, says Mitch. Not yet, Mitch. Brian from your mind that this is going to be a tough 3-2-1 today. Yes, Louis will have that though after the game. I'm sure you got it under control, Luke.
Struggling.
Parramatta 26 out from their own goal line with this 24-10 lead. De Silva goes left to Walker, dummies. Takes the tackle of Hayward and Thompson. 34 out from the Parramatta line. And plays the ball. To the left they work at Junior Barlaw. And Thompson is there with Hayes, 10 short of halfway. Played to the Silver, goes left Volkman, away to Williams. Williams has been good as ever, tackled 2 short of halfway for the Eels, 15 in for the Western touchline. He plays it to Silver, goes right to Barlaw, big dummy by Junior Barlaw into the defence of Thompson. Tackled 6 or 7 metres in Canterbury's half, middle of the field, northern end. Bit of entanglement in the play the ball. He's allowed to play it now on the last. Comes right to Moses. Up she goes now to the wing of Jonathan Su'A. He's got time. He takes it 10 out from his own line, then put on a bit of a spin and caught it on his own 10-metre line. Now it's played. They work it right to Sherry. He's caught 22 out from his own line. Plays the ball to Tracy. Goes right centre field, Montoya. Step past Williams just after I gave Jack a rap. Caught by Barlaw. Now 29 out from his own line. Jamin Salmon returns to the field now for Canterbury Bankstown. They have the ball. Tracy sends it right to Galvin. Ball to Panua on his inside. But again, there is nothing doing. This Parramatta defence is way too good so far. 15 minutes to go. Played to Hayward. Goes left to Jamin Salmon. Into the defence of Moretti, Barlaw and Guymer he goes. Caught 5 short of halfway. Last tackle Canterbury centre field. Hayward goes left Burton. Up she goes. End over end. It's not one of those spiralling kicks taken easily by Papali, although he nearly fell over himself. Gets up 15 out from his own line. Caught on his 20. We're checking on the touchline. Johnny Gibbs.
Oh, that was funny. You know what Joe Ash did there? He was sort of standing and he did take it comfortably. I think he stepped on his foot and nearly tripped himself over.
It was funny because he held onto the footy. It wouldn't have been had he dropped it. Here's Benson, another good run. He got through Burton, tackled 8 short of halfway by Kickow and Hayward. He plays the ball to Silver. Parramatta with it. Comes left to Dylan Walker. Walker's tackled a metre in Canterbury Bankstown territory. Parramatta 24, Canterbury Bankstown 10 as De Silva goes right to Guymer. Caught 8 metres in Bulldogs half with 14 minutes to go, and all of a sudden the clock as big an issue for Canterbury as the scoreline. Kick on the last, Moses, 41 out. Back goes Tracy. Takes it, 2 out from his own goal line. Heads up over the 10, but he's nailed Louis. 14 out from his own line, and Parramatta playing a brilliant game here, keeping Canterbury pinned down.
Yeah, absolutely they are. They've got all the time in the world. They're up by 14 points. There's 13 and a half minutes on the clock. They have to do six more sets like that. Just get through to their kick deep into that corner, and they'll get the win. And they will get a couple of chances in this last 13 minutes because you see the fatigue starting to kick in.
Sam Hughes back on the field. There's 6 interchange, but he's knocked down. 34 out from his own on play 4. Hayward goes left. Salmon away, centre field to Thompson. They just seem without answers here, Canterbury. Thompson caught 5 short of halfway by Guymer. Played on the last. Hayward to the right. Galvin boots it downfield. Dropping back out O'Carr. He'll take the catch. 11 out from his own goal line. And he's charging into the defence and taken 20 out from his own line. And in there was Salmon along to with the front rower Hughes. Now centre field, Nanba. He's caught 25 metres out from his own line. Arrows Nanba. Plays the ball to Papali. Sends it away right to Kelly. He's caught 34 out from his own line. Parramatta will stay in this arm wrestle for the rest of the day if they have to. Here's Benson. He got straight through one. Burton, who stayed down. Now caught 3 short of halfway. And concerns about Matt Burton and his head, I think. Time off immediately, says Liam Kennedy, with 12 and a half to go. And the trainer being directed to Matt Burton.
So Burton, Liam Kennedy might want a little bit of a break here.
Burton talking to the trainer. He's standing up and he's doing a bit of neck stretching. I quite like the video you showed me earlier today, Louis.
Staying on.
So he'll be all right, Matt Burton, by the looks, and it'll be play on. Parramatta a metre short of halfway, leading 24-10. Luke Lewis, John Gibbs, I'm Andrew Moore on ABC Sport NRL Sunday. Walker goes left, Volkman turns it on the inside to Williams. Jack Williams gets through to Manure, who's looking really tired. Stands in the tackle, 5 metres in Canterbury's half. Played on the last to Silva, goes right to Moses. Runs, gets away from Thompson. Puts up a crossfield kick to the wing of Su'A. Up against Kelly. Oh, Su'A juggled it, lost it. And it's picked up by Parramatta. He never looked like catching that, Jonathan Su'A. And Parramatta has it 18 metres out. Guymer plays it. It comes left, Luca Moretti. Put down 10 metres out from the goal line. Parramatta can wrap it up here. De Silva goes left to Moses. Plays out the back to Volkman. Volkman to the late pass for Papali. Then away to O'Carr. Left foot Good step, nailed 2 metres out by Montoya and Tracy, but it's a penalty coming back here for Parramatta for a late tackle. Is that what I heard? The penalty count, 5-1 to the Eels. It's 13 metres out and right in front of the post. 24-10 Eels with 11 and a half to go.
What would you do here? I'd probably take the 2.
What about you, John G?
Take the 2, have a breather, and just have a little bit of a rest here. But a player was taken off the ball, and they will take the 2. Confirmation of that. Jacob Preston will be right to go. So surely back into the fray, Jacob Preston. They need all hands on deck. What we've got to remember while we've got a little breather here, the worst defence in their history, Parramatta, they've been leaking an average of 38 points a game. So we saw them at this very ground. I know you're at Perth, Andrew, but I was here. I witnessed it from this very same position with my own eyes, and they were hopeless. So in the space of a week, with a lot of players making debuts, a lot of young players, a lot of injuries, they have come with an attitude that has got to be admired.
Yeah, for sure. Here's Moses, 13 out in front. Mark from Kembla Grange, Andrew, please stop saying, oh, well, Paris playing. We don't need that kind of pressure as Paris supporters. I'm not that big a mock. And I hate...
That's why they don't want you to say games at bingo either.
Well, there was a few urging me to, a few saying, oh, don't do it yet. Moses, 13 out in front.
As soon as he kicks it, say it.
10 minutes, 18 to go. Yeah, because I listened to you about that, Louis. Like you listened to me about 3-2-1s. Here's Moses. To put Parra out by 16 late in the game. Dramatic effort here by the Eels. Here comes Mitchell. He's kicked free from 3. He has now kicked 4 from 4. Straight over the black dot. And it's now Parramatta 26, Canterbury Bankstown 10. 10 minutes to go. On the text line 0467 920 222. That'll do me. Picking the right upset must be an art form, says Rowdy Andy. If it's too hard working out your 3-2-1s, why not give them all to Latrell Mitchell? I read his performance yesterday would justify more points, says Neil. Well, Louis was tempted to do that last night anyway. Here's Burton with a Pat Richards-style kickoff. It floated, but then Josh Curran, who honestly tonight has hands like feet, dropped it, picked up by Talon De Silva, and De Silva's away. Try to Parramatta. Short kickoff. Curran went at it with his 10 thumbs and dropped it, and Talon De Silva bolted. Parramatta 30, Canterbury Bankstown 10. Righto Eels fans, righto Louis. Game, set, blue and gold, bingo here at Western Sydney Stadium.
Yeah, upset night on it here for Parramatta, upsetting the Bulldogs, but they've come out with a real good attitude tonight, I'm going to say. Their attitude to everything, their defence, their game plan, their patience. They weren't overplaying the hand, they weren't pushing those offloads. And here they go, just to steal that famous words of yours here, off the kick-off. Talon De Silva puts himself in the right position. He puts himself back behind the Bulldogs line, just in case the Bulldog player does get there to tap it back. Ends up in his hands, and then he showed a bit of toe to get there. Scores a nice try, seals the deal, 30-10, kick to come, and only 8 minutes 20 left on the clock.
John Gibbs, what a well-deserved win this is going to be for Parra.
Great win, and that 86 premiership side who are here, they'll be so proud. And they have done a really good job. They rattled the cage of the Bulldogs right from the start. The ball went up. They had to compete. They had to do that kickoff. It was tapped back. And poor old Josh Curran, he hasn't had a good afternoon with his hands or a few other things. He's spilled it. Picked up by Talon Quicksilver.
Very nice, Jonty. Moses 22 out. 6 in from the Western touchline. Again, as that boring old cliche goes, this is why you play the games. You never, ever know. This team, Parramatta, was beaten last week here by the Gold Coast 52-10. Canterbury last week defeated Penrith 32-16. Explain it, somebody. Here's Moses. 30 points to 10 to the Eels. Moves in, strikes it with the right boot. He likes it. He's kicked another one. He's 5 out of 5. It's not Finally a win for Para. This is a thrashing. Parramatta 32, Canterbury Bankstown 10. Here at Western Sydney Stadium with just under 8 minutes to go. Tiger Matt says, surely Serrano is riding the hot seat right now. This is a grand final squad and they're playing like they've never met each other before. Hey Maury, 3-2-1, beautiful plays, lols. Louis, what you started yesterday is unforgivable. 0467 920 222. Thank you, though, for your beautiful text. Here's the short kick-off from Burton. Goes behind to Silva and reclaimed by Sam Hughes. Got a one-hander away to Leo Thompson. He got through Barlaw and now tackled about 18 metres out from the Parramatta line. Plays the ball to Hayward. Sends it centre field left to Salmon. Away to Burton, out the back to Tracy. Tracy, quick hand, Sherry to Su'a. He'll score on touch. Oh, that was pretty to watch from Bronson Sherry. Try to Jonathan Su'a with 7 minutes 18 to go. Parramatta 32, Canterbury Bankstown 14. That lead free converted tries now for the Eels.
Yeah, I think it's a consolation try. 7 minutes left on the clock, 32-14. It's a really nice bit of skill, though, from the Bulldogs' left edge attack. They finally get around the Parramatta Eels. They didn't look like they were going to go around them all afternoon. And just a quick little tip on to find Su'a in open space, and then he tries a better position, comes around. But, yeah, I think that's for Parramatta, what happens there, I reckon they've just slowly taken their foot off the gas for one set. But that short kick-off, it's hard to get back.
That's what I think it was, Louis. Here's Burton, 19 out, 15 in from the eastern touchline. Clock ticking, 6 minutes 36 to go. Burton with the left boot. He strikes it. He likes it and kicks the goal. He's 2 out of 3. So now it's Parramatta 32, Canterbury Bankstown 16. Touchline, John Gibbs.
Slick hands, there's no doubt about that. It was Jamin Salmon, Matt Burton, Connor Tracy, and then Bronson Sherry. I've got to say, he's had a pretty good game. Less centre when you consider they were off him. He's had a good game, and he's had a really good battle with Will Benson this afternoon.
On the on the text line, I reckon they're playing for Nifty tonight after his funeral Thursday, says Glenn from Grafton. Well, that's as good a reason as any after they lost the great Neville Glover. Jimmy, thank you for your kind text. Mitch says, love you, Maury. I love you too, Mitch. You'll be very happy Parramatta fan. Loving the call, boys. Can't Parramatta, says Mark from Narooma. So now the kick-off coming. And it goes down near the northern goal line. Taken by Galvin. Gives it left away to Sam Hughes. And he's going to be caught 15 metres out from the Canterbury Bankstown line. 32-16. 5 tries to 3 to Parramatta. And there's only 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Bulldogs on their own 20. Montoya plays it to Hayward. Goes left to Tracy. Then through hands to Burton. Straightens. Knocked to the ground by Guymer. Now he's finished off by De Silva. 29 out for the Bulldogs line. Hayward goes right. Salmon to Galvin. Back on the inside to Preston, who's returned from a successful HIA and tackled 11 short of halfway by Walker. Hayward left to Salmon to Burton. Out the back to Tracy. Is Billy Army kick-out still out there? Any chance of him touching the footy? 3 short of halfway. Tracy's tackled. Played on the last to Hayward. Goes right to Burton. Runs into the defence. Stands, spins. Pops it out the back. Bounces to Galvin back on halfway. Puts in a crossfield kick meant for Montoya. He catches it and then throws it. And I'm not exaggerating this time. 65,000 feet forward. Changeover. Parramatta have it, Louis. 15 short of halfway. 5 minutes 17 to go. Parramatta 32. Canterbury Bankstown 16.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy forward pass, but they're trying everything now, the Bulldogs, because they know that they've got to get the points, but they've got so much to do in 5 minutes, they just can't see it happening. They've got 2 balls on the field now, but Parramatta just keep turning up. There's going to be smarty Parramatta now. Just get through their sets like they have been. Kick into a corner. They've got 3 more sets with the ball, and then it's all over.
So now the Eels have it 14 short of halfway. I think they could even be semi-stupid here and still win. Up by 32-16 with 5 left.
Yeah, you don't want to throw that away. All the good work you've done to get to this point, you don't want to throw that away by silly play.
I'm with you. They've got a big game next week, a rivalry game against Manly Warringah at Brookvale. Here's the tackle made on Williams on halfway. Played to De Silva. Goes right to Walker. Knocked to the ground by Hayward down low. Salmon over the top. 40 out from the Canterbury Bankstown line. De Silva sends it right to Barlaw. Hughes is there in his road with Hayward. Hits the deck. 25 out from the line. Last play Parramatta. Dummy half to Silva. Goes right to Moses. The kick from 24 metres out. Coming through Brian Kelly. Up goes Tracy. The ball on the deck. It ends up in the hands of Will Bensony. Bensony's over to score. Not half smart, not three-quarter smart, fully sick dude. Parramatta leads this one by 36-16. The try off the drop kick from Tracy, scored by Will Bensony.
Yeah, good work here. They just get back to basics, and that's Mitch Moses just kicking into that right corner, being super consistent with it. And you got Brian Kelly over there competing for it. And then all of a sudden, the Bulldogs just can't come up to play. And it goes, the ball goes straight back into Parramatta's hands, and Will Bensony just taps it with his foot, gets a nice pick up on it, and dives over as easy as you like. But again, this is the simple things for Parramatta. It's that right, the kicking game of Mitch Moses into the right corner, nice chase, pressure on, get their opportunity try.
Can you do one thing for me? Rate on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being horrific, 10 being brilliant, Canterbury under the high ball today.
Oh, I'm going to give him a 0.5.
Down to the touchline, John Gibbs.
Yeah, he's kicked really well, Mitch Moses. He's controlled this game magnificently when they got to the lead. And he had good help there from Ronald Volkman, particularly at the start of the game, but his kicking in the second half and throughout this game has been absolutely outstanding. And that's been one area that the Bulldogs have been not as good in, yet they have Matt Burton and don't seem to want to use him. But Mitch Moses here, he's got a devil of a time here. He gets 6 for 6, but he's had a really good game in terms of controlling a match and getting his side home.
So now Moses 25 metres out, right on the eastern touchline. 36-16. Here comes Mitch. He strikes it, heading towards the post. He likes it. He's kicked the goal. And it is now Parramatta 38, Canterbury Bankstown 16 with 3.5 minutes to go. Boy, has this been impressive from the Parramatta Eels. It most certainly has. Parramatta running away with this game, having led 18-4 at half-time. And remember, Volkman kicked the first goal from touch, and Mitch Moses has responded beautifully. He's kicked 6 out of 6. So now the kick-off, and it's fallen upon by Preston, but it's knocked on by Canterbury. And Parramatta will get the scrum feed 33 out from their own line, but a challenge here from the Bulldogs.
Joe, got a captain's challenge. Bulldogs challenge the decision of a knock-on. I believe it touched Leo while he was juggling it.
So up to Grant Atkins in the bunker, and this is a bit of a 3 minute to go. We're getting fresh Hail Mary. 38-16.
Chase has been cleared.
It's interesting, this one. I actually thought it did come off Parramatta first, but here's a slow replay now. It's very, very slow, Andrew.
It is a very slow replay.
Contact by Dylan Walker is negligible.
So it's Preston against Papali.
And that comes off Preston. Yeah, but I think he catches the ball.
Well, he did, but then he lost it over his head.
Yeah, but he catches it before he hits the ground.
Reaches out with the left arm.
Or does it go into Bulldogs player and knock it back into it?
Jacob Preston touches the ball first, and it, at this stage, doesn't touch anybody else.
Except for his teammate.
Rolled out over his back.
There.
But did Leo get a hand on it?
Jacob Preston then secures possession without a knock-on.
Successful challenge.
Bulldogs is successful. This will be tackle 1.
Parramatta 38, Canterbury Bankstown 16. 3 minutes to play around the grounds in the AFL. Melbourne in the last quarter leading Brisbane 104-101. And second quarter in Perth, West Coast 20 leading Fremantle 16. Full-time netball, Sunshine Coast Lightning too good for the Giants 59-51. We'll wrap up all of what's happened today around the grounds between 6 and 6:30 in the post-game show. We'll have our wow moment of the weekend as Sam Hughes has scored 30 metres out from the Parramatta line. Wrap up the round, look ahead to next week as Hayward goes left to Burton, short ball to Kickout. Has been very quiet in attack for the Army. Here he got a great offload away to Bailey, sends it right to Salmon. Salmon steps in field and he's caught 9 metres out from the goal line. He plays the ball to Hayward in front of the southern post. To the right, Hughes, Galvin, Preston, and Preston's taken by Volkman and Papali, only 5 out from the goal line. Hayward comes back to the left to Thompson, away to Galvin, plays out the back to Burton, they got the numbers, then to Sherry, he dummied to Suar, he reaches out, I think he got that down, Sherry. He seemed like he was 2 metres out from the goal line, but reached out with the left hand and went doink. Try to Canterbury's Bronson Sherry. Parramatta 38, Bulldogs 20, kick to come from the corner.
Well, he has been good for the Bulldogs this afternoon, Bronson Sherry. When he gets the ball, he's always dangerous, but this is beautiful here from Bronson Sherry. I thought he was going to pass it, but he just bumps off Moses, gets a couple of others, keeps the ball-carrying hand in his left hand up in the air, reaches out. It's like Inspector Gadget arms here, just push, comes straight out, and there it is, over. Try time. Geez, that was nice to watch.
Once he got tackled, I thought he bombed it. Here's Burton from the touchline, and he misses near side, no goal. He's 2 from 4. Parramatta 38, Canterbury Bankstown 20. 2 minutes 12 to go. We go back to you, John Gibbs, on the touchline.
Yeah, good work there by Bronson Sherry. And as I said, Will Benson and he they've been outstanding, both for their respective sides this afternoon. He did a good job there. A little bit similar in the same spot almost as Lachlan Galvin, keeping that ball-carrying arm up. But he's done a good job. But that left-hand side for the Bulldogs has been a whole lot better than the right-hand side. Curran and Montoya, they've had an afternoon, ignominious, I'll say, afternoon.
What did he just say, Louis?
Ignominious. You like that?
I do like that. Here's especially, 6 o'clock at night. Good effort. Here's Isaiah. No, Joash Papali sends the kick down to the northern goal line, taken by Galvin, gives it left to Leo Thompson. He'll be better for the run, no doubt, getting a few Ks in the legs in his first game of the year. Caught 12 out from his own line. Hayward sends it left. Here's a big dummy from Salmon. Tackle 15 out from his own line. Incredibly good performance by Parramatta. Like I say, they were beaten by 44 points by the Gold Coast here a week ago. Play now by Preston to Hayward. Goes left, Salmon to Burton. Away now to kick out. And a kick out. Good pass out the back to Tracy. He sends along to Sherry. Long ball. Comes back to the right to Salmon. They're still inside their 20, by the way. Comes away to Preston. Oh, we got through one, Preston. Straight through Boltman. He's up over the 40. He puts in the kick. It was called for by Galvin, but it's 2 straight. Will go over the touchline. And Preston may have ruined a late opportunity there. So it's going to be a Parramatta play the ball, 15 out for their own line, 1 minute 10 to go. Parramatta 38, Canterbury Bankstown 20. I reckon if you're an Eels fan, you just want this siren to sound.
Well, it's game. They're not losing, but that kick, you look to go back inside, comes off the side of his boot there, Preston. He had a couple of Bulldogs players looming up as well, so it would have been interesting to see what happens there, but a little bit of a stoppage in play here. Someone's going to go off for a HIA.
I think it's Boltman, Louis, trying to make a tackle downfield.
Yep, he's definitely he's already on his way off the field with the trainer.
Bill of 9 Mile Plains writes, Andrew, maybe you could delegate the game set bingo call to Louis one time to test out his nerve.
Oh, I'd say like 4 points in.
Yeah, you'd do it. It'd be like what we were talking about with you coaching earlier.
I'd go all in on a claw.
Yeah, I know.
But I'd be happy to run the risk.
Would you though?
Yeah.
But if you get a couple wrong, there's no point in doing it at all.
No, that's what I mean. So that's why I like what you're up to.
Here's Matter 15 out for their own line. Comes right to Brian Kelly. Inside a minute to go, Louis will have his ABC Player of the Year points at the end of all of this. As what's the ruling here? Oh, it's a strip. So Penley goes to Parramatta. Penley 6-1 to the Eels. I mean, we haven't had many restarts, only 2. Glenn Kennedy is the most reluctant to give set restarts of any of the NRL referees.
What's doing? He's got 30 seconds on the clock. He's walking around as like, just kick it.
Well, why would he rush?
Well, because it was stopped before.
Oh, I see. Now that it's sticking again, he's rushed it over the eastern touchline on halfway. 38-20, Parramatta leads Canterbury Bankstown.
Look at them all walking down. Back in there.
Mate, you're starting to sound old rugby like me.
Well, this is a GR. They've got 10 seconds. Just tap it and take 1 tackle.
You really are. I love it. Tap taken by Betsy. What do you think of the jerseys?
I love them.
Oh, yeah, no, these are good jerseys. What about the game at Campbelltown last night? Here's Benson, he tackled 8 metres in Canterbury's half. He pretends he's hurt, and that's it. Parramatta, what a win. What a performance. They've knocked over Canterbury Bankstown here at Western Sydney Stadium, 38 points to 20, scoring 6 tries to 4. And they were far and away the best team throughout the 80 minutes. So Parramatta tries to Josh Adokar in the 14th minute, Ronald Volkman in the 29th, Joash Papali in the 35th, Dylan Walker in the 58th minute, Talon De Silva in the 71st, and Will Benson in the 76th minute. Mitch Moses 6 from 6, Ronald Boltman 1 from 1. No restarts and one unsuccessful challenge. For Canterbury Bankstown, they're 20 points. Tries to Jacob Carraz in the 11th minute, Lachlan Galvin in the 52nd, Jonathan Suar in the 73rd, and Bronson Sherry in the 78th. Matt Burton 2 from 4. Burton also on report for a high tackle on Luca Moretti in the first half. 2 restarts, 1 successful challenge. Penalty 6-1 to the Eels, but Parramatta, Louis, turn an 18-4 half-time lead into a commanding win here, 38 points to 20.
Yeah, it's a big win, isn't it, for Parramatta, considering they let in 50 points last week. They didn't want to let their fans down again. Obviously, the old boys here from the 86 grand final, and they turned up. But for me, it was the simple things they did. Getting into arm wrestles, willing to play tough, really good defence. They all worked hard for each other, and they got the win. And when they had the opportunity to score some points, they put on some really nice plays and some nice tries. So, good performance by Parramatta and well deserved. I think the Bulldogs, we could say they were a bit flat, but I don't think Parramatta gave them a chance to come out and play the way they wanted to.
I think Canterbury was off, but Parramatta was awesome, and they did it for 80 minutes. And they've won it 6 tries to 4 in the end with some players that you've never heard of before. So full credit to their ability to regroup today. Joash Papali playing at fullback for Parramatta and thriving. John Gibbs is with you now.
Yeah, had a great game and down on troops. They've been letting in a lot of points. But today, Joash, right from the get-go, the attitude was there, the energy was there, the enthusiasm. What's turned around?
I think just our response coming from those 2 games was very hard, but throughout the week we talked about fight, effort, pressure, and just saving each other's backs in the game. So I'm really proud of the boys. It was a bit tough one, but I thought we bounced back from our response, and I'm really proud of the boys for the effort.
Well, you bounced back all right, because last week 52 points, this very ground a week later, and it wasn't as if the Bulldogs didn't come ready to play. You know what they're like. You've come through that system, but you just rattled them.
Yeah. Like I said, it was my old club, and I really had to turn up because, it was my old club, and I thought I did that and backed myself, played to my strengths, and I thought we did that tonight.
And good control in the second half. You had a handy lead at half-time, but you knew any lead in this competition not big enough, but the control was really good. I thought Mitch Moses, Ronald Volkman, yourself, you all did a really good job.
Yeah, I thought we spoke about throughout the week, our spine, just backing ourselves and, leading that kick chase and building that pressure. I thought our defence, we talked about throughout the week, just leading that kick chase and just build pressure, kick to the corner, and then we'll go from there.
And what about the young blokes? You've got a lot of blokes that have played one game. I know that you haven't had that many, but they've played one game. Some blokes on debut. Half the Rouse Hill Rhinos were here.
Yeah, we had our debut. Saxton playing his debut. I'm really proud of him. He's a local junior. And also Raz playing his second game. I'm just really proud of him, I know we didn't get the treats last week, but I thought Raz did his job, and, he ran hard, and I thought Saxton did really well. Effort, the fight and pressure, and just, leading that kick chase and defending really well. So I'm really proud of them both.
I think that's an effort with a capital E. Joash, congratulations. You got Manly at Brookie next Sunday.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, as you know, it's always going to be a tough one, and we just got to go back and regroup and go again and look after our bodies and come back stronger. So,
now, finally, I've got to say, last time Parramatta won a premiership in 1986, all of those stars. I mean, you would know about them from history, but it was good inspiration.
Yeah, 100%. We had that dinner with those boys. I thought I took some notes from the legends like Taylor, one of the legends, and it's really good to wear those what's it called? Those 86 jumpers, and I thought we represented that well, and we did them proud. So very grateful.
You've done everyone proud. Well done, Joash.
Thank you so much. Have a good night, eh?
Yeah, they sure did. Joash Papali. Nice young fella speaking there with John Gibbs after Parramatta's incredible 38-20 victory here today. 38-20 victory over Canterbury Bankstown. Let's speak to one of the other new youngsters for Parramatta, Gibbsy.
Yeah, Raz. And I just mentioned to Joe there how proud you boys must be to win the 1986 Premiership team here, and all of you lads representing the Rouse Hill Rhinos. That's pretty special.
Yeah, no, it was a special one. We made sure during the week that we get the job done, not only for the 86, but on the back of a couple of losses, we needed a win, a big win out here. Our fans got behind us, so it was good.
Well, only your second game in first grade. You've been doing some good things in New South Wales Cup. Must have been a whirlwind 7 days ago. The side puts 50 on you, and that's a side down at the bottom. One of the big guns today, you just put it on.
Yeah. No, we knew if we stuck to our game plan, we're a tough team to beat, and I think we've done that well tonight, and yeah, we got the win.
Yeah, and good leadership. You younger boys can really follow the lead of Mitch Moses. He just kicked, he just put you in all the right places.
100%, yeah. When he talks, everyone listens, and we all put in as a group tonight, and we got the job done.
Well, Raz, your first grade win, well done.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Raz just playing his second first grade game. Raz Nanva, the setter for the Parramatta Eels, on the text line. My name is Kate. I live in Wurrunga. I'm a very happy Eel supporter. Good on you, Kate. Wow, I'd never thought I'd hear Maury say fully sick. So beautiful. Did I say fully sick?
Oh, I've got no idea.
In a fit of pique? That sounds unlike me, but thank you so much. Brian from your minor, thank you for your text. Happy Rugby League team. How hard is it to pick a game of the round? Beautiful. Yeah, it is. This is why you love coming to the footy. Connor Tracy, not so much. He's downstairs with John Gibbs.
Well, Connor ran for 200 metres or so, tried his heart out, but as much as you boys tried, you've got to give credit their defence, because they've been linking points like a sieve. They were just up for this. This was special for them, and you boys just couldn't react.
Yeah, they were good tonight. Like you said, we knew they'd come out, put in a good performance, and they did. And yeah, we weren't good enough tonight, but credit to them, they were good tonight.
Now, at half-time, you're down by 14 points. What was the message from Cameron Serrato? Was he cranky? Was he calm?
He's always pretty calm. I mean, we got confidence in ourselves. We can come down from those sort of deficits. So yeah, we said to get back to how we play, and we thought we started the second half all right, and then we just fell away a bit there, which is disappointing.
Well, credit to Parramatta. I thought you boys, sometimes after a big win like you win last week, you can come and you might be a little bit complacent, but I thought you boys were in the right frame of mind to start the game. They just met you.
Yeah, like you said, it is something we talk about, and it's easy to say that you're not like that, but no, it sort of looked like we were a bit off tonight, but yeah, we'll have to look at ourselves and go again next week.
And really, when you analyse it, there were some individual misses that sort of put you in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah, missing a few players, but we've got confidence in anyone who comes in is going to do a job for us. So, yeah, like I said, we've got a short turnaround, Brisbane next week, so we have to learn our lessons and move on.
Well, Brisbane, the defending premiers, had a big win. They're down on troops as well last night against the West Tigers, so that'll be a good one for you boys to bounce back anyway. You've got no excuses.
Yeah, it'll be a good test, like you said. Any game in the NRL is tough these days, so we found out tonight. So, yeah, just about getting ourselves right and putting in a good performance next week.
And Connor, do you expect that Stephen Crichton will be back next week?
I'm not too sure, but yeah, we'll see what happens, hopefully.
Commiseration, mate. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, Connor Tracy with John Gibbs. He'll now rejoin us here in the broadcast box for the remains of the post-game show. Parramatta 38, beating Canterbury Bankstown 20 here at Western Sydney Stadium before a crowd of 25,938. It was 18-4 at half-time to Parramatta, and they just went on with the job, 38 points to 20. Very convincing win, but do they dominate the ABC Player of the Year points from you, Luke Lewis? What have you done?
They definitely do. I went Volkman for 3. I really like what he offered tonight to Parramatta. I know he didn't do all the kicking, but it was his running game, and I felt like Mitch Moses it opened up Mitch Moses. So Volkman got my man of the match tonight. He was everywhere, but the other part that I loved about him was the way that he defended on his left edge. Come up, out of his line all the time, putting pressure on the Bulldogs. They just couldn't get through, and that's why they were making a heap of mistakes. So well done to Volkman. I went Mitch Moses for 2, purely because he's kicking game. Just kicked him into corners, just kept turning him around, set after set, and that's what really got Parramatta into the arm wrestle. And then I went big Junior Barlow for 1. I thought he was brilliant up through the middle of the field. He just took all those strong, tough carries, usually the carries that was setting him up for the kick, and he played well as well. I don't know how many metres he would have ate made up, but it did look like he ate a few.
Yeah, I maintain that if Parramatta goes well, Junior Barlaw has to play well, and when he does, they invariably do.
Well, I felt like he laid a good platform tonight, and off the back of that, Mitch Moses could kick well, and then Volkman could just play football and get his teammates just on the run. So I really liked the way that those three played. But to be fair, I thought all the Parramatta players did their job when they needed to. There was their defence was brilliant. Their attitude out there in the way that they carried the ball, the way they pushed up in their kick chases. There was always kick pressure going on, and they didn't overplay the hand. They didn't push the pass when the pass was on. They were happy just to go to ground and get a quick play the ball to set up that kick. So it was nice football.
I think you'll be pleased with the stat for Junior Barlaw.
Yeah.
17 carries, 169 metres, and 24 tackles. So he was very good. Preston, 126 metres, 26 tackles, an offload and a line break for Canterbury Bankstown. Connor Tracy in a losing team ran for 216 metres with 22 carries. And in terms of metres gained, Brian Kelly, 174 of them from 20 carries and 2 offloads. Brian Kelly played very, very well. And down the line, Will Benson here, 135 metres for him and 146 for Matt Burton, who did run the ball often tonight. So final score, Parramatta 38, Canterbury Bankstown 20. ABC Player of the Year points, 3 to Ronald Volkman, 2 to Mitch Moses, 1 to Junior Barlaw. And that means we can now check out the table for 7 rounds into the competition and tell you what's happening next week as well. We'll wrap up the Roosters Newcastle game shortly with Spriggy and Dean Hallertau won by the Roosters 38 points to 24. Penrith on top of the table, they're on 12 points. Warriors second on 10. West Tigers third on 10. South Sydney fourth on 10. Manly Warringah fifth on 8. Newcastle sixth on 8. Cronulla Sutherland seventh on 8. Canterbury Bankstown 8th on 8. I wonder if they're for and against, though. It takes a bit of a hit today. It would. Brisbane is on 8 points. Cowboys on 8 points. Sydney Roosters on 8 points. The Dolphins, Canberra, and Parramatta on 6. Melbourne is down with the Gold Coast on 4 and St George Illawarra yet to get off the mark. It's an extraordinary looking NRL table. I have to keep second guessing myself when I read it out. Next week, round 8 begins Thursday night. We'll be on air from 7 p.m. on ABC Listen, or depending where you are, I guess. And we'll be at Leichhardt Oval for the 7:50 kickoff, West Tigers and the Canberra Raiders. That is going to be one heck of an entertaining game. Then on Friday, it all gets underway at 5:30 p.m. through the roof, and then at 6 p.m. on local radio, North Queensland hosting Cronulla Sutherland in Townsville. And that's the game we're calling, isn't it? From the boardroom with Laurie Spooner on the touchline at the ground. And then at 8 p.m, Quentin Hull and Billy Moore and the team calling Brisbane against Canterbury Bankstown at Lang Park. Then on Saturday, it is Anzac Day. Myself, Louis and Michael Carianis will be at the Sydney Football Stadium from 2 p.m. It's a 4 o'clock kick-off between St George Illawarra and the Sydney Roosters. And then we'll waste no time in getting to the game in Wellington between the Warriors and Dolphins. Brett Sprigg on the call there from the boardroom. And then in Melbourne at Amy Park, the Melbourne Storm take on the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And that, remember, Melbourne just never ever loses to South down there, but they've lost 5 in a row. Then on Sunday afternoon, we'll be at Brookvale Oval on air from midday. At 2 o'clock, Newcastle takes on the Penrith Panthers at Hunter Stadium. And then we'll call Manly Warringah against Parramatta at Brookvale from 4:05. The Gold Coast Titans have the bye next weekend. So an incredible round of footy. We'll get to our wow moment of the weekend over the next 18 or 19 minutes. A reminder to join us for a complete wrap-up between 6:30 and 7:30 tomorrow night on NRL Monday with Andrew Moore, and I'll be joined by Ruan Sims as co-host for the second half of the show. So we certainly love bringing that to you on a Monday night. Hope you can join us between 6:30 and 7:30 tomorrow night, NRL Monday. All right, let's wrap up the games from the Sydney Football Stadium with a Roosters were too good for Newcastle in the second half. Brett Sprigg on the call with Dean Hallertau. Spriggy, take it away.
Well, Andrew, we heard pre-game the Knights were expecting a shootout, and it was that for much of the afternoon. The Knights were making their first appearance at the Sydney Football Stadium in such a pivotal game for both teams, with the top 8 or even top 4 place on the line. The Chooks flew out of the blocks in the first couple of minutes with a try to Siwa Wong. Fletcher Hunt responded shortly thereafter for his first try in the 9th minute. Things went back to the Roosters with Hugo Sabala's try in the 13th, and then 3 straight for the visitors. Trey Mooney was fed a wonderful pass, put through a gap by Matt Croker, followed by Fletcher Hunt, who did cap off his first half hat-trick, and he was doing everything in that first half, saving tries. He didn't allow Martin Wonganitawaze a couple of opportunities before half-time. So the Knights carried plenty of momentum into the break with a 24-12 scoreline. In that first half as well, Lindsay Collins placed on report for a dangerous throw on Matt Croker. And a bit like last week, it was a tale of two halves. The Roosters with the fight back from 24-12 down, scoring then 26 unanswered points in the second half with 2 tries for Mark Nawangani-Tawaze. Savala would score his second try midway through that second half as well. Sam Walker began that run of momentum with a clever try off his own kick off the goalpost after half-time as well. And James Tedesco, speaking of crafty, also on the scorers list there. 7 tries to 4 in the end at Dean Hallertau. That scoreline 38-24 I mentioned. Very impressive in the second half, in particular for the home side.
Yeah, it was an impressive second half, and they got off to a good start at the beginning of the game. Siwa Wong went over early, Hugo Savala, and they were just able to get downfield so easy. I spoke about that a lot during the call, was their ability to roll through with quick play the balls, and then Reece Robson was doing a really good job to jump out and spot the opportunities, particularly their right-hand side. They made some big inroads playing short sides down their right, and then Newcastle managed to fight their way back into it and did what they've done all year. They had some really good structure that they stuck to. They didn't get flustered. They completed really high and executed well, which led to their points. And yeah, Fletcher Hunt had a huge first half, but the script got completely flipped in the second half. The Roosters went back to what worked well for them in the opening stages, and they were able to just keep piling on points in bunches, which is what we know they can do.
I mentioned that logjam of teams on 4 wins or 8 competition points, which means the Roosters are inside the top 8 at the moment, having now won 4 out of their past 5 starts. Trent Robinson's men, so a big win in more ways than one there for the Roosters. Who are your 3 best players across the afternoon?
Yeah, well, I gave Fletcher Hunt a point for his first half effort, and he's playing in a different position than what he's been playing, so it was an impressive performance from him. Daly Cherry Evans, the old stager, gets my 2 points just for the way that he conducted things. A couple of line break assists and try assists as well, and then James Tedesco for his performance at fullback was outstanding. Hundreds of running metres, try assists, a try himself, and yeah, he was just outstanding.
Great stuff, Shop. Thank you. Next week, the Roosters are back here for the traditional Anzac Day clash against St George Illawarra. So that's on Saturday, 6 days from now. And the Knights will host Penrith in the 2 o'clock game next Sunday. But today, a bit like last week, Andrew, the Chooks flipped the script from half-time to run out winners here, 38 points to 24.
Yeah, very similar to what happened in Perth against Cronulla Sutherland. Thank you, Spriggy. Thank you, Dean. I look forward to hearing you both next weekend here. 38-20 in favour of Parramatta over the Bulldogs. 3 points Ronald Volkman, 2 points Mitch Moses, 1 point Junior Barlaw, and John Gibbs rejoined us in the broadcast box. Gibbsy, they did exactly what any Parramatta fan would have been hoping for today. That's a remarkable win.
Well, it's a turnaround from 1 week to the next. But, and what's really ironic is that they scored 38 points today. They've been leaking an average of 38 points per game. They started brilliantly. The inspiration of the 1986 premiership side, the last premiership side from Parramatta. Maybe that's had a little bit to do with it. And it was interesting to hear Joash Papali say he was talking at a dinner to Paul Taylor, and Mr. Taylor, as you call him. They were very, very good. And the Bulldogs weren't bad. They started well. They had a few individuals that had off days, which can happen, like your Josh Curran playing out of position. But when there was scoreboard pressure and the clock was ticking down, they were forced to rush passes and do all of those things. And I thought Mitch Moses, his combination with Ronald Volkman today was excellent, and he kicked them to death in the end. Mitch, he didn't probably run as much as he normally does, but those young blokes, Saxon Pride, Luca Moretti, they all did good. And then you had had some older blokes, Dylan Walker, Junior Barlaw, fantastic. It was a great team effort because they've been decimated by injuries.
Yeah.
They have got so many players out, but now all of a sudden I'm really looking forward to Manly versus Parramatta. You know, you talk about, you know, rivalries. We've got Canterbury Parramatta today here at Western Sydney, and next Sunday, Anzac Day weekend, we've got another rivalry, Manly versus the Eels.
Yeah, love it. Can't wait.
Brookie, yay.
Rappy, yes, you've got to travel about a minute and a half to get there. And it's a big day too, isn't it, for Manly next Sunday?
Yes, they're celebrating the success of the 1976 premiership winning side for Manly, which I was on the bench, never going to get a start, but sitting on the sideline watching that victory over Parramatta way back when, and they're going